I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over your son.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key: 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manningsman. And we're looking forward to a fantastic show today. All right, so stick and stay with us as we get ourselves prepared for this one. Want to start a little bit different this day, right? I'm going to start a new book. We know that readers are leaders, so we're always reading something more, getting ourselves informed. So, but before we do that, we have to say we are grateful for life and life more abundantly, right? We are grateful that we're alive. We are grateful that we're alive and we have breath in our lungs, right? And so we are thankful for that. Big up RJ, big up Santini 876. Fresh God, been a while, my friend. Good to see you. Right? Duklan, always here. Demo, check, posting stuff about Salah in our group. Are going to kick you out of that. You can't even win a little fantasy league competition. And you chat off your mouth like you're some big football guru. You, Demo. Ease yourself. You understand me? Back at the pack. You are. Jason is also here. But I'm reading this book, right? Had it for a while, and I was just about to buy it, And then I remember I started going through my stuff and I saw it. It's called Atomic Habits, a book by James Clear. And the whole idea is how tiny changes can make remarkable results, right? And it's a story about this youth who was in high school that got hit with a baseball bat in his face and had some swelling in his brain. And out of this, he had to develop certain habits and practice. And he gives a definition of habit that I want to share with you. And just read a little bit, and then we get into the show. He says, a habit is a routine of behavior that is performed regularly and in many cases automatically. All right. He says, we all face challenges in life. And he spoke about this injury that he had. He said, this injury was one of mine. And the experience taught me a critical lesson. Right? He says, changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you are willing to stick with them for years. Says, we all deal with setbacks, but in the long run, the quality of our lives often depends on the quality of our habits. With the same habits, you'll end up with the same results. But the better habits, but with better habits, anything is possible. Every now and then I'll give you some thoughts from the book and hope that it will, let you reflect on something and bring some meaningful change to your life. All right. So just start the program a little bit. Say, if you want to change your life, change your habit. If you want to change your habit, change your thinking. If you want to change your thinking, you understand me, change what goes into your mind. You understand me? And if you want to change what goes into your mind, then you control that. You control what you take in, you control what you put out when it comes onto your mind. All right. So be very mindful of that. Again, what do we ask you to do? There are a few things we ask you to do because we don't want to, break from our content to do this every time. So there are some important things that we want you to do. All right. One is to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet a subscriber. It doesn't take long. It's not difficult for you to do that. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right. The other thing that we want you to do is to share the content with others, because when you share the content with others, they become subscribers and they become a part of the channel. So you do that as well. Share the content with others so they can become a part of the I Am Sure family. All right. Then thirdly, I want you to hit the like button. Right? It helps with the algorithms. So if you press the X on your screen right now, if you're watching it, then you like the video, and then you come back to this, and you can close out the YouTube that you're on, open up a fresh link, and then you get back on, and you understand me, you view it, and everything is all good. All right. You continue from there. All right. We also have a way that you can support the channel, that is by super stickers and super chat, right? And some of you have not done that in a while because there's a time when the channel didn't have those features. Now the channel has it. You have been asking and you haven't been doing it. So where you're asking for asking sake. So you can go ahead, give your super stickers, your super chat. And also there's a super thanks feature that YouTube has just put out that you can do. If you want to say, boy, really thank you for the work that you're doing. Thank you for you can do that. Outside of that, you can become a member of I Am Sure Sports, right? There's a different level of membership, and it don't cost you a lot. It's like $2.99 a month to be a member, and that allows you to get special perks, and you'll enjoy some of the special when it comes on to our merchandise that will be launched very soon. I mean, very soon, meaning before the end of this year, you will have the new I Am Sure Sports merch that will be out there. All right, bam. Okay, so bear that in mind. I should have done this a couple of days ago, but one of the masters, one of the legends at Constant Spring, big baller, Patrick, passed away. Reynolds, if any of you know Patrick used to be that center back that used to play there at Constant Spring. And man, I'm telling you, he was known for his long throws. Know his family very well. They are from the Whitehall Avenue area. You understand me? You know that, Whitehall, we lived in Whitehall. So we know what go on, you understand me? His sister Donnery and Little and Jenny and, the rest of the family, you understand me? Condolences. Right there, so you understand me, to Tony's family and to the Constant Spring Football Club family, as they have lost one of their former players in Patrick Reynolds. Ishmael, who normally on the channel, Ishmael knew him now. I think they're actually related. You understand me? That is Ishmael that you normally see on the channel. So big up, Mr. United. Big up, welcome to the platform as well. Real Albala, real general from out of the jungle. You understand me? Overseas right now. But big up yourself, bro. Still having a heart and a love for sweet, sweet Jamaica. What we say? Nah left ya, Aki and the Saltfish. Nah left ya. All right. So All right. Have a few things that we are going to cover today. We are going to talk about the Osimhen issue happening over there in Napoli, where he was being mocked and racism, and some people are really brushing it off like it is nothing big. It is one thing when opposing fans are doing this, but when your own team, members from your team, are treating you this way, it makes me wonder, like will this racism thing be dealt with, and how will it be dealt with, and how should people deal with it who experience this type of racism? All right, racism is real, and we want to look at we saw what happened with the gymnast, where the person handing out the medal intentionally and deliberately, walk past the little African American kid. You understand me? And the Irish Gymnast Association had to come out and kind of cover things. Fresh God, Mount Pleasant won that game. Mount Pleasant defeated Lima. The rest of the games are today. They will be playing Waterhouse, and Mount Pleasant and Humble Lion, I believe, will be playing at Draxall 4 and 6 today. Those games will be played. All right, we're going to talk about Cedella. I saw this clip of Cedella Marley, preempting an interview that she'll be doing on Center Circle. And she said some things that made me wonder if she knows something that is going on, and talk about her support, her continuing support for the Reggae Girls, irrespective of who is there and who is not. Very suggestive remark. We're going to discuss that a little bit, if that is leadership from the presidential level, or is it leadership from the team level, right? And then based on also what Lorne also said as well, I think, there are some things that I want to bring up where that is concerned. But before we do that, one more Jamaican team leads the group. Big up Rajic Sharp, you understand me? Bless up one of the persons. Rajic Sharp people is one of those persons who bought several tickets, grandstand and bleachers, to give to people to go to the game, right? And so we have to big him up for that. Big up every time. All right. Yeah, you understand me? Big up, big up. You understand me? All right, Duklan has come up with a saying right there. So, but before we get into that, I just wanted to know that last night Harborview had a positive result. They won their game by 3-2. They defeated Robin Hood, right? And so they sit atop the zone. And also I want you to know that Cavaliers sit atop their zone as well. This is good for Jamaica's football. And what I want to do is to speak to someone from Harborview about this. We were trying to get I was trying to get in touch with the team manager, as I know him, because the team manager that I am familiar with is O'Neill Smith. They call him Bigger. For those of you who have been around and in the football for a while, you would know him. But I understand through the vine of the grape, some people call it the grapevine, that he has taken his talent elsewhere, and he is somewhere in the Portmore area, and that is where he is, adding value right now. That's O'Neill, Bigger, Thomas out there. Portmore really building a solid backroom staff. And Mount Pleasant have made some additions, in other areas as well. So, yep. Sidney McFarlane is a new team manager, management. See, person know what's going on out by Harborview. But let's hear from someone from Harborview about what is next for them. So let's make a link and then we'll get into some of our discussion. Again, please just hit the like button. In the meantime, subscribe and share. Let somebody know that we are on, we are live, and we are ready to go. And the show is buzzing, the show is popping. You understand me? Yeah, let somebody know that right now. All right. So here we go. my people, my people. Yeah. Big up Jason Guna. You understand me? Good win by Arsenal. Not the best of game. I have a coach out there. I cannot understand why the man is so in love with Kai Havertz. Oh my God. The man will not take him off the field. Oh jeez. I'm telling you. Manchester City is gone, out of it, Tottenham out of it. So, and I know Newcastle and United are going to play. So, look like we could be
Hello.
yeah. Yes, yeah, man. Mr. Juredini,
Yes,
good
man.
morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Morning, man, and morning to all your listeners or viewers
Yes,
worldwide.
yeah, man. We have listeners and viewers, and you must say good morning to all the Harbor View fans, you know. And every
Yeah,
time
man.
you come on these platforms, I can tell you there's one Harbor View fan that you have to always big up when it comes on to social media. He goes by the name Dre Any Weather Sports. I am telling
Yep.
you.
He love yourself, sir. ever supporting, ever there as a bona fide Harbour View man and his family as original Harbour View people.
See,
Dad and his cousins and the entire family.
yes, I saw here an ex person who he's a Reno supporter, but he's always lurking somewhere on the wagon at Harborview looking for a spot on the wagon. He goes by the name Travis Peso, but he worked with Reno Football Club, and he's telling the people in the chat that Harborview has a new team manager in Sydney McFarlane.
Sydney's our youth coach.
Oh,
Sydney works with me with the youth team. Sydney McFarlane, a former player, former midfielder, one of 7 McFarlane brothers. All of them grew up and play football in Harborview. Sydney is one of the assistant coaches for the Harborview senior team now, has been for the last 2 to 3 seasons, and also coaches as head coach at the Donald Quarry Mining Cup team, which is just reacted. So,
okay.
Sydney is one of the assistant coaches, and he's acting in that capacity temporarily as team manager. As we transition, we have a new team manager that we'll announce in short order.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I mean, again, congratulations on the win last night. I mean, very good win. Lots of persons were able to watch the game, as you know that. The good thing is that this is good coverage for Jamaica's football in general and Caribbean football. That it is brought. It is carried on ESPN Caribbean.
Yes.
Big deal. The team did well. They won the game. Seeing that the team is also in preseason, really. Because the league has not started. So talk to us a little bit about that, and then where does Harborview go from here, seeing that they're at the top of the group that they are in?
We're in one of those recycling modes. We're rebuilding coming into this new season. As you know, we won the 2022 Jamaica Premier League. Last season, we got to the top 4 in both. One of the 2 clubs only who got to the top 4 in both the knockout and the league competition. We ended 4th in both competitions, and we think we tapered off towards the end a little disappointingly, largely because for the first time in at least 10 years, they were playing both seasons, and unfortunately for us, more consistent high-level performance got us qualified to both players, and then both players were playing at the same time, which was absolutely crazy. And so we got fatigued. The team got fatigued towards the end of the playoffs because we were playing Friday night for the knockout and on Sunday or Monday for the league. And after you keep doing that for 2-3 weeks, you're playing double matches while everybody's resting. We lost in extra time and penalties in the knockout to the eventual winners, Portmore. And then we lost in the third place playoff. So Dundee 1-0 at the last go round in the playoff on the final day. So we think we did well enough, not as good enough as we'd like, but we saw some kinks in our system. And then postseason came on. 3 of our attacking 6 got international contracts in Europe, and 1 Christopher J. Daly and Tamar Lewis went to Europe, and then Colorado Murray, after playing our first game in the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup, he departed for Central America. in El Salvador. One of our attackers went to Roger, went to Dunbeholden, and Nicholas Hamilton went to Cavaliers. So we lost our front six.
Wow.
And so, yeah, we have been rebuilding. So we have some new people emerging. As I saw last night, a double by Shaquille Bradford, who needs no introduction.
Right. Formerly of Waterhouse, yes.
Yes, Waterhouse, born and bred player of high quality, good finishes. And Omar Thompson, Cheeky, who scored a beauty in the game overseas last week against Pantoja and scored another one last night. So both of them getting into the goal scoring. And young Matthew Cook, who on his debut followed his great father, the former Harborview stalwart Richard Richie Cook, and scored a headed goal, which defeated Dunbeholden in that historic first game at Sabina Park. So we're emerging. It's a young team, it's very disciplined, it's very committed, and very motivated to build as a unit. And so in the early stages, have done more than well enough to take over the lead yesterday. Had a big game last night that we think we had to win to put ourselves in a stronger position. One more game to go, but we are in the best position that we could be in at the moment, and we're looking to finish off after watching Cibao of the Dominican Republic. They're going to play Dunbeholden tonight at the stadium at 7 p.m. So we're going to watch them, and then we go to their Dominican Republic. We travel again next week. Next week, Tuesday, to play them next week, Thursday, over there, and come back next Friday, October.
Yeah, I see someone saying Peso, like I tell you, he's lurking around the Harborview wagon trying to jump on, you know. He says the veteran Andre Bullet Fagan is back from his 10 years in Vietnam at Harborview.
Yeah, Andre Bulletman Fagan, he returned in the second half as a substitute. Not fully fit yet, but the heart is there, the discipline is there, the professionalism more than anything else is there, and we know he's going to grow and help the others grow from strength to strength as the season goes on.
Yeah. And then Fresh God is a Clarendonian, you know, so he's probably a humble and person. He says it's Talbot and Sean Daly still at Harborview.
Sean Daly is there. Got injured in our first game at Sabina Park. Was carrying an injury postseason and preseason. That occurred when he came on as a substitute in our first game against Dunbeholden. Talbot is overseas and will return, I think, in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The coach is expecting back, but he's overseas and will rejoin the squad.
And you have also captured the young Glenmuir player. He was at Glenmuir. Speedy Dave Reed. Is it David?
David Reed.
Yes.
Yes. David Reed has been with Harborview all his football life.
Oh.
From under 13, under 15, under 17, played with my team as our leading goal scorer in the under 17 competition. The Valle sponsored under 17 in the Qatar. So David has been with Harborview all his football life. He's now just emerging at the age of 19 into the Premier League squad.
Okay. All right. So you're top of the group with one game. You have one game left to play. Against who, where, and when? And what do you need? A draw or you?
A win is always best. A win is the best way of playing into the game. We play against Cibao FC. They're from the Dominican Republic. They play tonight.
You'd love for Dunbeholden to beat them.
Yes. So we ask Dunbeholden to do their job as they usually do, and as we encourage all us three, ourselves, Dunbeholden and Cavaliers, we want to make a mark that any club, good as you are in the region, when you come to the Jamaica, you get beaten. The Jamaican philosophy, all of us grew up on our mothers and our fathers, never spare the rod to spoil the child. So we don't want to spoil nobody. When you come to Jamaica and you get beaten, it make you better. So we ask Dunbeholden and encourage Dunbeholden. We know they have the quality.
Yeah.
So do well. They have been doing well, just haven't been getting the results they deserve. And I think in fairness, our goalkeeper was the man of a match against them and stopped them, which is why we beat them. And the SV Robin Hood goalkeeper, who kept last night, was the man of the match. He made about something like 10 or 11 saves against them. And that's what defeated them the whole day. So Dunville has been doing well, and we encourage them to continue doing well, and hopefully they'll get a positive result tonight.
Yeah. I mean, they're asking about, like, I realize that people follow Harborview, because one person here is saying that they have a lot of time for Priestley. Kasim Priestley. Yeah, he says, this is Jason Guna says, Kasim Priestley is a player I have a lot of time for. Also, Okimo Jones, formerly of Clarendon College at right back.
Yes, Akima just joined the squad, young, energetic player, solid. Made a few mistakes like all young players did last night, but they did well. And, we expect that this side is going to grow with the intent, with this exposure, with the high quality competition, and with the bonding and positive team spirit that this unit has. We expect them to go. Kasim, I think, had one of his better games last night. He was the rhythm and bass section in the midfield himself, and Joshua and Rooney Anglin. Kasim, I think he was a little bit more strident than normal last night. Usually he's a head player and he complements the other players on the field, but he was forceful in tackles, in interception, and creative passing for finishing last night. And, he's a former captain at Kingston College and within Harborview. So we know he has those leadership abilities. And we wish him the best.
You know that when I look at, just some of the names that are absent this year, it's almost like 6 to 8 persons who would start, because Ryan Wellington, I haven't seen him either.
Babel is overseas. He's the captain from last year.
Yes.
An excellent captain. But his family migrated just about 2 or 3 weeks after the season ended. He got his papers. So he had to go. So he's overseas as we speak.
Wow.
And we are hoping that he can maneuver to come and play with us. If so be, but those papers go, he has to go, he has to
stay for a particular time, yes.
Right. So that's where he is. So Babel is overseas. So too O'Shane Staple.
Oh, O'Shane Staple is there as okay.
Overseas as well. Right.
That's what I'm saying. That Talbot, Wellington, Staple, Nicholas Hamilton, Timar Lewis, that's right. That's a lot of players. Christo J. Daly, Colorado Murray, yeah.
Yes.
So kudos.
I've lost Demar Rose as well.
Yeah.
So that was our front six. Plus you just mentioned 3 or 4 of our stalwarts defensively.
Kudos to Coach Ludlow Bernard and his staff. A coach that I think sometimes is really, because he doesn't make a lot of noise. I think I find him to be just very reserved and soft-spoken. I don't think he gets the kind of, praise that he ought to for the work that he has done.
I agree.
And he's one of the good coaches, and I know that he's even doing he's part of the group of coaches doing their B license right now.
Yes, himself and Coach Sean Fraser, both of them are engaged daily from Monday. They start at 7 in the morning to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So they have been doing that while preparing our team, while coaching the team last night and back in that this morning. So it's really hard for them to be duplicating themselves. But Sean Fraser is growing as a young coach and an assistant as well. Right there with Lodi, former Harborview player. So too, former Harborview player and former reggae boy like Sean Fraser, Nicholas Beckett. And you mentioned former Harborview midfielder and coach Sidney McFarlane before. But like Sidney, like Ludlow, like Donovan D.D. Hayes before, they're primarily associated with the youth teams with great success. That's where our nursery has come from. That's where our bedrock of success has come from in almost 50 years as a club. And these are the persons, and people overlook them because it's not Manning Cup. They know Ludlow from Manning Cup with Woolmers and then with KC.
Yes.
Right? So they know Ludlow in that realm, and then recently with the Premier League, as they would know DV. But Sydney has been primarily in youth things, and we tend to overlook that and undervalue those successes at our own peril. At Harborview, we don't. That is the most important thing.
Yes, yes. How difficult a financial burden, or is it a financial burden? Because I mean, I don't know what needs to happen in Jamaica, but there is like, I don't know, the support for football, and is there's a way that can be, like, get people out, because I know you guys did your promotion and stuff, but the fan support just generally for football in Jamaica hasn't been what it is supposed to be,
Difficult.
right? Yes.
Like most things after the pandemic, that hasn't come back to normal as it, because people have gotten used to stay out of crowds mentally, psychologically, physically. So it's difficult to do that. We're also out of football season. Yes, the high school football season started in the last, 2 weeks? But almost every day that's populated with games that are stopped or not played because of the weather. And so, with the weather, with it being out of season, the Premier League not scheduled to start until Sunday, October 22. And the Caribbean League was CFU before now conquers up on a much heavier scale. Still not the league that a lot of people know about or have the habit or the mindset to come out and support. Had it been from the European English Premier League or the Italian or Spanish League, everybody would be there on their faces. But that's what our football appetite is about. So for the Caribbean and regional football, we tend, again, to scoff at it, to undervalue it, or in ignorance call it stupidness. So that's how we are. So we watch it from a distance, and we're going to have to break some of those barriers by performing well, and performing at a high standard, so we can sell ourselves, sell the game, and sell football development locally.
I have a thought. I don't know if it is how financially feasible it would be. Here comes Dre Anyways. You mentioned Harborview. Dre Anyways is right around the corner, right? I don't know, but somebody just mentioned as well that Damian Stewart, who a former player at Harborview, is also coaching in schoolboy football. He's down there at Monroe with Jackie Walters as an assistant coach. Yes.
Yes.
Stewpies. Yes, there you go. Doing a good job. But
and another one is at Beer. Cephas, Howard Cephas. Okay.
Yes, Howard Cephas is at Veer. Yes.
So you have a lot of Harborview former players all over the place as coaches, and that's a part of our football culture.
And I see teach
yourself and teach others,
and there's also Foley at JC.
Yeah, Donald Foley, sure. Foley has been at JC for a bit.
Yeah, for too long.
From time to time, Fabian, Coach Taylor has been in and out of school as well, and academies in that way. The Harborview players and coaches, and another one, I think, Clennon Clark is also part of the management team
at Veer. Yes. So, big up Clennon. And I see
we share the talent and the professionalism that these players have gained inside the club and on their own.
And I see here, this is Whisper's father saying Sydney gave Whisper his name. That is Sydney McFarlane.
Sydney and I were the coaches when Dujan Whisper Richards was, under 12 team. He came there 10, 11 and was with us for about 2 or 3 years. One under 30 competition twice. With us.
Did you see the talent at that? Okay.
Yeah, man, it was obvious. And his father was always the one who was close to him. They come from Port Royal, as you may know, and so they've always come there. Like Altamont Freddie Butler before him, and Roger Lindstrom, a lot of it, and Keith Kelly, a lot of the outstanding players from Port Royal. And Whisper used to go to Harborview Primary School. So they were in our own Harborview, and they were part of the club. And Whisper was part of a very high performance under 13 team, 2 or 3 teams that he was there with from age 11 right up to about age 14.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I mean, so you top the group. You will play the
Leading the group. We don't top the group yet. We're in front.
If no, I'm saying if you top the group, you'd
Mhm.
end up playing the second place team in the next group.
That's correct. We're in Group B. Cavaliers is in Group A. Cavaliers is also leading on 7 points.
Right.
After 3 games. So our intention has always been win the group. That's the surest way to qualify. If we come second, then we'll qualify. But as it stays now, we would love to win the group, and we would love Cavaliers to win the other group.
So
And
two
both of
Jamaican
us-
teams can
Yes.
possibly end up in
And
the
then
final.
we are saying, as we've been saying to CONCACAF, play those playoff semifinals games here in Jamaica. 2 out of the 4 clubs are from Jamaica. So why not?
Oh, okay. So play them
Why
in
not?
Jamaica.
And then we wouldn't play Cavaliers, and Cavaliers wouldn't play us if both of us win. But if we get to the finals, then appropriately let the 2 Jamaican clubs play. So that's our intention, to get to the finals and hope that Cavaliers would look to do the same, as I'm 99% sure that they would want to as well.
But wouldn't CONCACAF say, listen, if they don't support you guys when you are playing, why should CONCACAF believe that the said people will come out and support the game? Because I mean, yeah, like you have said it, the support has been, I would say, non-existent.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
how do you convince them? Because isn't it a large financial burden to do this? Especially when you're not seeing any revenues from it. Because what I wanted to find out is, St. Anne seemed to be a place where football is supported, but I suppose the standard of Draxall is not adequate to host a competition of this nature.
No, not yet. So let me try and connect some of those dots of the questions you're asking and what I can understand that you're trying to get explained to yourself and to the participants on the show. First of all, football development internationally is not about how many persons come to the game. Football development primarily is what the participants in the game, the 2 teams, the substitutes, the technical staff, the management staff, and the clubs or countries, the teams who are playing, what best they can learn from all the attributes on and off the field around the team in competition and as preparation or in development generally. Those are the primary principles. It's not who wins, not how much money you get, it's not if you can afford it, it is that you can participate and learn the principles and the best lessons of the game. That's what it's about. We confuse that with winning Money Cup and the Costa Cup. And we have done that for far too long. So let's move that one aside. What CONCACAF has started to do is this year, for the first time, they have generated marketing that has generated finances that they, as the organization, can say to the participating clubs, now here is $10 for you to participate in 4 group matches in the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup. This is the inaugural one. You may need about $7 or $8 for transportation, meals, hotels, preparation, staging games. Under these conditions, here is $10. So that, and if you have a little up or down here, you'll be able to turn up for the game, prepare yourself properly, and participate at a high level that you think and we think is what is there to us. Third stage, if you move from there with high level performances, you then qualify to generate more finances so you can continue performing in a similar way. Right? What we have found, we are the only club in our zone who is going to travel twice to the Dominican Republic. Everybody else goes there once. And so in Dominican Republic, where their season is in place, we found the same lack of numbers there in their stadium that we have in ours. and our season don't start for almost the next month.
Okay.
So it's not that numbers. The numbers that they have guaranteed for all of us is over 500,000 viewers on ESPN Caribbean and CONCACAF Go Internet and global streaming things that they have bought into and their sponsorship has bought into as CONCACAF.
Okay.
So people regionally and globally are seeing the games. That is what is primary. In time, it will continue to sell and build and grow, and all of us are held to very strict, some of them too strict, some of them unfair, sanctions and fines that based on what you can do and what you can't do before, leading to the match, in traveling, playing the match, returning, etc. So they are teaching all of us how you participate as international clubs in the region. And so that helps the national teams and that helps football development at the senior level move a couple steps forward.
Okay.
So our technical group, as our coaches are doing now, to go into the Jamaican Premier League, you have to have D license coaches. So you have CRD license and don't have no license at all, you go get certified.
Oh,
Or you go and employ coaches who are certified.
okay.
So all the standards are being raised. We don't have and can't play at Harborview, who hosted CFU and CONCACAF matches 10, 15 years ago. Because like Draxall, these games can't be played in the evening, have to be played under light.
Yes.
Draxall don't have any light that is of that standard. Only two, actually, none of the two had lights that standard until this competition recently came and the Chris Brown concert at the same time.
Right, it was a Chris Brown concert that upgraded the lights at the stadium because
Correct.
I understand that before that the National Stadium would not have been able to even host Jamaican games.
And it's
So-
Harborview, Dunbeholden, and Cavaliers who jointly paid money with Sabina Park to upgrade the cricket lights to be football and cricket lights.
Whoa.
And play that inaugural game, which as a
You see, a lot of people. This is really because I'm
I'm
sure.
going to tell you more management as an honor to the Jamaican Premier League being seen, rated, and viewed by CONCACAF as the most popular and the biggest league in the Caribbean. Harborview and Dunbeholden were given the honor to open this inaugural Caribbean Cup competition here in Jamaica at Sabina Park. That's what that game was about. So all the people who talk we have bush league and nothing, other people who know better are looking, seeing, recording, and taking note and giving us honor. And that's why Harborview, Dunbeholden and Harborview says, okay.
And Cavaliers.
And Cavaliers, sorry. We need to perform likewise. And that's why all three of us are pushing to top the zone to say, okay, we're the best. We're the best. We have to prove it. We have to stamp our class on it.
I think that is big that the clubs could have come together.
Yes,
on
man.
that
And
venture.
the three clubs, I must tell you, Dunbeholden, Harborview, and Cavaliers have been working together as the three clubs in every way, shape, and form to stay, promote, learn, make mistakes, share information in this competition.
Yeah, because we understand the competitive market in terms of just sports but so the fact that you, like I said, you could forge that partnership with the other two clubs and a venture of upgrading the light in at Sabina Park, that really and truly, that is something that we could sit down and say, well, unless the state, we are not going to. But that would, that would stagnate the growth of the football and the wide coverage that now the league in Jamaica is getting and football is getting in the Caribbean because of the performance of the team. I told people a few seasons ago.
The management and the marketing from the Professional Football Jamaica Limited that has heralded that in the last couple of years, because they came on and moved it a step further from where the TLC was before.
Yeah.
And we must not overlook and take these things for granted, and we must give credit where credit is due to persons and organizations who've been working. When 2006 the PLC came into being, almost the last 20 years, have been moving it independently from the Jamaica Football Federation. But in concert with and in association with the JFF
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. And I also like the fact that, I mean, because I know some people in the initial stages had some resistance to the upgrading of the license. But I'm glad that, you know, this, like I said, even in the coaching qualification, the standards are being raised. I
Yeah.
think that's a good thing. I hear less players complaining about their salaries and their better deals being negotiated with more players. So you can tell that we are getting there, you know. And again, kudos to people like Christopher Williams and Owen Hill and the rest of the staff at the
Right.
Professional Football
Right.
Jamaica for
And
the work that they are doing,
teams of that,
because
all of it. Yeah.
yes, because it has really, you know, prepared the team. I think a couple of seasons ago, when I think it was Cavaliers and Waterhouse, they went away and
Yeah.
played in a qualifiers. They didn't do so well. And now in
That's
this
right.
edition, to see that the Jamaican teams are doing so good,
Yes.
it is, you know, it is
It's a good
good.
start. We have to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to continue.
Yeah. But listen, man, I know you're a busy man, but it is very good having you on, and I hope that the organizers do allow those semifinal, those playoff games to be played in Jamaica. I feel like though Sabina Park is a smaller venue, I think it is so far away from the actually both stadiums. I feel like the National Stadium probably has better parking, but I feel like Sabina Park creates a better atmosphere because
Yes,
it's a
that's
smaller
close
stadium.
atmosphere. It's closer to the field, closer to the game,
Yes,
closer
yes,
to the players, closer to the participants. There, you get a nicer vibe. You know, even though it's a cricket specific stadium.
yeah. All right, so thank you, Mr. Juredini. Go ahead.
After you do a second, just to
Yeah, man.
acknowledge the contribution of our technical staff. You had mentioned Coach Ludlow Bernard as the technical leader, assistant Sean Fraser. We mentioned Nicholas Beckett, and we mentioned Sidney McFarlane. But there are some other persons who are as important, if not more important, in many ways. While they didn't grow or play for Harborview, they have been integral to the mix. Jason Bujo Henry.
Yes,
Needs no introduction. Garfield Simmons, Siobhan Bailey. Are there, of course, Michael Jackson, our old Michael Jackson, equipment manager now for national teams as well. Of course, Mario Champion Winter. I hope I don't leave out anybody. Dr. Romain Edwards, who helped us, Dr. Derek McDowell, who was with us last night.
Oh, Dr. McDowell, big up Dr. Mark. JC man as well, you know.
Yes, man, long time. And has always been there helping us. And I know he has a practice in your vicinity.
Yes.
There as well. So just want to say thanks to everybody, of course, our overall leader of the Harbour Football Club, Chairman Carvel Stewart, who continues to lead us in the right direction as we celebrate our 50th year.
Yeah, man.
So
But I see
the fans and everybody who come out as well.
Yeah, man. I see here. I have a friend that is normally with me, but he's from Trinidad and Tobago. So he has taken out a quote. Bless up, Chef Wisdom. You understand me? Big up yourself. He says he goes by the name before the game, but he has an academy that he operates in the States, but he has relatives that plays for Trinidad. So he says he has clipped this part of what we said. He said, even in the coaching qualification, the standards are being raised. That is what I said. So he then says, the TTFA open and close bracket A license you're referencing. So I don't know if he's suggesting that if the coaches are getting better because of the TTFA A license.
Well, the TTFA is always along the same line, has always been doing and leading along with Jamaica in terms of the licensing and the coaching licensing. And, you know, the Cornell persons from that side have always been integral and part of that. And we have a goalkeeper in our squad, Glenroy Samuels, who actually is from Trinidad and Tobago. Hasn't started playing it, getting his paper cleared, as to we'll have a few more players from the Caribbean islands who should join the squad in a next week or two.
That is awesome.
I will add to, and we'll keep your abreast there. And my apologies to goalkeeper coach and former national player Loxley Reed, who has joined our goalkeeping squad and has been extremely well with our young goalkeepers.
Yes, that's good.
So welcome, Loxley.
Yes,
he has been doing very well.
And there are a couple other trainees. There are two at Mount Pleasant as well. So it's good.
Right.
The league is, I mean,
It's good.
we have the St. Lucians, we have the Guyanese. So it is things are going really, really. I like the look of the league. You understand me?
We have youngsters from St. Lucia coming in.
There you go. I mean, we have St. Lucian, we have an Antiguan that plays at Dominica as well, Jules, and these guys are playing in Nations League. So it's good that you're having this mix. I know there are a couple of Haitians who played in the game against Jamaica who we could be seeing in the league as well. So this is, this is very good. Yeah, man. But all the best, in this competition and when the season starts, Mr. Juredini, we always try to, find out what is happening and let that be known to the people.
Whenever we can. So thanks for having me and thanks for sharing. And once I can organize myself to have the time, myself or some other person from the club will always be available to discuss it. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Supporting Jamaica's football.
Yeah, man. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, man. So there you go. That was Mr. Clyde Juredini. Very instrumental out there at Harborview, right? And So I see Coach Boris asking what are the factors that affecting the fans, because when we played they're out in numbers. How attractive are the games being played to get fans to come and watch? So he's asking, maybe we need to have a discussion on this. What is happening to the Jamaican fans? What I'll say, Coach Boris Johnson, is that when you were playing in the league, watch this. When you were playing in the league, bam, a lot of the games weren't being carried on TV, or you didn't have access to them on online platforms. Now that is happening, a lot of people are staying at home and watching it online, unfortunately. And revenues is derived from that. So that could be one of the factors, that access to the game is also online. And because of that, less persons are going out to the games. I really believe that the pace of the game has changed significantly. I always tell people that I believe back in those times we had better talent, but just the tactical stuff in the game now has improved, and the pace of play in the game now has improved. I watched like the Manning Cup final that Chinks and those guys were playing, and I watched the one where Herbert Morrison and Russie's play in the 80s with the likes of the Hewitts and those guys, Easton Smith and those guys. I when I watch those games, they were slow compared to what I see now with the football, and the ball is not moving on the surface as easily as it is moving on the surface easier now than back then. But I will admit that back then, like DW says it, all the stars were in Jamaica playing. Nowadays, if you are good enough, you are gone. You're gone to Europe, and then we're left with the emerging players and the average players. But the top players are all gone. But the coaching, I think, has improved. And so the visibility because of TV has also improved. And so I think some of those factors are why the attendance at game, have been affected. But before the game, I know that when the courses are held, though they are the TNT FAA courses, they have instructors. I know there was a Brazilian instructor, and there was also an instructor from Europe doing some of the courses. I don't know how it works, but I know a couple of those things have happened with the A and the B license. All right. Now, I don't know if some of you saw what happened with Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian that plays on Napoli, who won the Serie A, that, Did a whole. All right, let us pause, Fresh God. Pause and talk to them. Big Up Unseen was checked into the building. Z-Man says, I still don't know exactly who the different clubs bought or if clubs upgraded their home venues. Okay. All right, hold on. We have a caller. Let's take this call. Let us pause. I don't know. He's not able to go on video. I don't know. Sir! Andrew, what's going on?
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
Look, I'm listening, and I think we have a moment here. I'm a friend of the program, and I don't, and I also believe in, we had that moment earlier on a few months ago when there was some questions about the A license that's been offered out of Trinidad, and Anton Cornell came on and he explained the work that he was doing in the region. And I give him a lot of credit for that. And it seems as though, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, in the earlier statement where I pointed out there, it seems as though we are saying that the standard of the JPL has improved because of the coaching education. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right. So, and if that's the case, because I saw Peso in the chat saying, well, it was a Brazilian, there was a Brazilian there. Well, I have done courses in America, and sometimes there's people from France and there's people from different places helping conduct the courses. So I think we haven't had Anton Cornell on, right, when there was doubt. I think we should not allow the moment to go by if the course is helping the game in the region. I think we need to be clear about that. Do you not think that is fair?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement. I think what happened initially with your statement, though, I think, like we were wondering if you're pouring cold water on the.
No.
Yeah.
No, I was asking a question.
Yeah. So that is what happened.
I was asking if that's what you all were saying.
Oh. So what I am saying is that the coaching education, right, is getting information, one, and the application of the information. I have seen where I look at even schoolboy football. Again, I believe, and I see Easton saying, man, the standard of football drop in Jamaica at all levels for years. I don't agree with that. I will say this: the talent, and I've talked to many former players, and they say the same thing. The talent pool inside in the borders of Jamaica was high because all our players were predominantly at home. All right, there were less teams, so it was way more competitive. So we had better talent. However, the tactical, the preparation, the nutrition, players going to gym, the longer preseason, having homes where the players stay, all of those things, the coaching information, the evolution of the game, the changing of the rules, the better surfaces means that the quality of play on a whole is faster and better. When I watch the games in the past, they were way slower than the games today, even in international football. But what I will say is that the talent pool back then was better. But they never. People need to realize now that a lot of those teams had only one coach, and they had like 3 footballs for the entire session. 3 footballs, and there are 20 or 30 people working with them. With one coach who coaches the goalkeeper, he's coaching defenders, he's doing the physical work, he's doing the meals. All of that has changed. So that I believe has added too. And I also believe that, like I said, the coaching, getting the information is good because now the coaches are applying some of the new information. And I will tell you this, the coaches who have done who have been doing the education, their teams have been performing better in all the leagues.
So Maya Angelou said, to paraphrase her, you can only do better when you know better. So it's a good thing for the region if the information is causing, is helping create a better environment for young players. And I just didn't want to miss the opportunity for us to embrace that, because when there was doubt, you know, we came on and he explained what he was doing and the fact that it would take time, and if it's providing a better environment for our players, then that's a good thing. And I think we should highlight that too. That was my point.
Yeah. Makes sense. What I want to know is, are these courses having an effect on Trinidad football? Because if we are in Jamaica saying that it is changing Jamaica's football and we are seeing improvement on the field of play, even in high school football. I watched a game, for example, with Veer. And I mean, yesterday, and all of the Veer players were inside the half of, they were playing, forgot the name of the school, but all of them were in that half of the field and just passing the ball around as you saw the team playing low block. Like those things, you understand me?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if it is having the same impact in Trinidad as it is in Jamaica. Ken Sylvier was playing.
Well, for me, I watched a schoolboy game up to yesterday, and look, you mentioned fields, you mentioned a whole lot of different things surrounding the game before you even got to the game on the pitch. And I watched a schoolboy game yesterday, and the grass was ankle high, right? There are images of it, right? It was broadcasted on YouTube on Sportsmax, I believe it was. So the difference between, I've always said to you, there's a difference between Trinidad and Jamaica. Jamaicans are out there, like yourself, fighting for the football team too, right? There's people on different platforms. There's people on the ground. I think Trinidad is kind of a different society where we try to rationalize a lot of things, right? And I think that gets in our way. We try to make the illogical seem logical. And there's a lot of, and the kind of planet. There's I'm not going to criticize management if he's part of my clan. So I think from a distance, and I was in Trinidad last week, and it was not even from a distance. I think I would say that you guys are making are improving in this moment at a much faster pace than Trinidad.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think that's a good. Maybe it's faster, and I think because our league has also become more attractive for players to join, and because when you have over 30 Caribbean nationals in your league, I think that speak highly of the level of the league. And when these Caribbean nationals, when you look at the St. Lucian team, when the players who play in Jamaica go back and play for St. Lucia, like I've been telling people, the St. Lucian national team has been doing better. It may not be just because of the players coming to Jamaica, but that is something that you can look at. Playing in the Jamaican league has helped them to be better players in their national teams.
I think players should have been coming to the Jamaican league much sooner than now.
Yeah,
I think it should have been happening before now, especially players from Trinidad when we didn't have a league running, right? And nobody was coming to the league. Yeah. Now that we have a league running, people are now going to Jamaica. I think it should have happened. It should have happened before. Not so sure why it didn't happen, but at the end of the day, wherever in the region there's improvement, I think that's a good thing. And I think you're probably a little bit more open and a little braver sometimes in terms of embracing stuff or going after stuff, whatever it is. Just my opinion. I'm not sure, but I'm happy to see at least there's improvement somewhere. Right? Yeah. Maybe you start getting coming from America to play in your league. I don't know. But with a $100,000 Jamaican transfer budget,
that's just one club. That's just one club. Yeah, man. But good point. Good point. Yeah, man. All right then.
All right, I just want to jump in that. Take care. Okay, talk to you later.
Yeah, man. All right, bye. All right, let me talk to Easton. I don't know if you're saying they got so much coaches now at one club. Why is the level don't the level of play has improved? I tell you that the level of play. Listen. Growing up, Mark Hagler Wilson was one of my favorite defenders. I am telling you today, Mark Hagler Wilson couldn't play international football the way he plays. Come on now, Easton, man. And he was rated as one of the top defenders in schoolboy football. And I can go on and name. I will tell you this. When you look at some of the talent we have, when you look at like a Hector Wright, good talent, Winston Anglin, we had more talent. The Freddie Butlers, we had talent. But when you look at the fact that we have a player going straight to Italy and Syria, how you can say that the players are not improving, the level's not improving? Come on, man, nobody do that, man. It's just like we're going to sit here and say the quality music has not improved. Roads have not improved. Teaching has not improved. Everything evolves and changes and get better over time. That's not hard. It's not supposed to be a discussion, you know, Easton. It's not supposed to be a discussion. Everything in life has improved from 20 years ago. Everything. All crime improved. I don't even know if people pickpocket. We how robbery and stealing get so. It has improved so much that I don't even hear about pickpocket from bus again. I don't even know because you probably 2 minutes take bus now while still. But I don't even know if pickpocket they on bus again. Everything has improved, man. We can't be so. Understand me? Man, they move from pickpocket to scamming. Well, come on. So if our criminality are improved, we don't must believe that the football improve. And I am an advocate for past players. Teacher Hyde, Calvin Valentine, beautiful control and chess and pass. But at the pace of play right now, can't keep up with the pace of the play where them used to play. He used to be slow, but we used to love it because that is what we were used to. Check the speed of Ronaldo and Mbappe and them man. You look at Mbappe and Messi, you can go back and say, football improve. Look at the kind of skills that Messi and them man they have, man. And how football is being played right across the world. Come on, man. We mustn't do that, Eastern, man. We know if we do that, man. What you and I agree on is that if some of the players back then were exposed to some of the things that we have right now, they would have probably been a whole lot bigger in terms of football. I think if Hector Wright, even a Donald Hewitt, call some of the names them, some of the other big players that if they had some of the things, if some of the coaching, some of the health things, if they had all of these things, that some of these players have, they would have made it further in football. We have a next caller. Jermaine, welcome to the show. Good afternoon it is now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I am gonna touch on some topic with you as you're talking about this football thing, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of, of my thinking of what you're saying. I agree with you somewhat, but there's a lot, that you're not addressing. So I'm gonna start off with me. I'm a Kingstonian, but I spend time in Manchester and I spend time in the West. All right. And one of the good things I'm glad about me, I travel the entire island, right? So I have, family all over the entire island. Growing up in Manchester in the 80s, I went South Manchester. Brother, I go to school there for 7 years. And one time alone, I ever see one football night school. One time. Okay? I left and I came back to Kingston. When I came to Kingston, I don't know no football. Nobody did not want to play with me, because I was wild. It's like kick. So And you know, as a little boy, you know, you feel shame. So you practice and you go home and you practice and practice and practice. Anyway, I went to Trelawney the following summer. And I see ball rolling out the west. You hear me, I tell you? Ball playing at Trelawney. So I went back to, so the part of Manchester where I come from is not a football part, right? And that was in the 80s. Do you know that it's still the same way? There's no football, nothing. The school them not have. I mean, the school them now from secondary turning to high school now, right? But there's no program. There's no grassroots structures, all right? So let me ask you this now. Do you think across the island since the last 15 years, do you see any improvement across all 14 parishes?
What do you mean improvement? Improvement in what?
Improvement in at the grassroots level.
Right across Jamaica, Manning Cup has improved, Doncaster Cup has improved, Premier League teams have improved. I don't understand the question. I can tell you, Krista J. Daly from Trelawney is playing in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing in Europe.
No, but we just asked if, you know, we're just talking as grown up. So I'm asking you, within the last 15 years at the grassroots level.
Jermaine, so what you mean that we are talk as grown? You ask me a question and I answer, you say we are talk as grown up. So no, the grown up we are talk like? The question is...
I don't want it to be like a continuous, you know, like I'm not arguing. You understand? I'm trying to learn. You understand? I'm trying to learn. But here's what I also noticed. But there's a few, like I'm telling you, the South Manchester where I'm coming from, right? Because the other day, the reason why this commission came up, Cross Keys play Manchester, right? And Manchester beat them 9-0 or 11-0, okay? And somebody was, you know, praising Manchester. But at the same time, if you go down to that side, and I'm telling you this, I just came from there, there's no grassroots, nothing down that side.
So
you know what I'm saying to you?
Places, all right, so the point I am making is that, and that is okay, not every place in Jamaica is a footballing space and place. There are schools in the Manning Cup who get all 18, you know.
Yes.
So it is not just Cross Keys alone that get big beating. Schools in Westmoreland get big beating. Schools in St. James get big beating. Schools in St. Anne get big beating. Schools in Portland get big beating. In St. Mary get big beating. In St. Thomas get big beating. So big beating it does not mean that there is no improvement. But some places, they may not produce top footballers over the years, but they may be very good in producing good cricketers. Because not every place is a footballing space, though we want everybody to play football. So I can't look at that to determine if there is improvement. I can't look at that.
So this come back to what I'm saying though, right? So if you have a program, right?
Yeah.
That's them dedicate themselves, right, onto football, right?
Yeah.
And you have these JC and all these, they go across. To me, I buy them by. I mean, I'm just saying this, right?
Yeah.
I could, you know, they go out and they get this best player from that. So they have a program. They dedicate a program to football. They dedicate a program to track and field. They have the money, right? So my thing to you now, it goes back all across the island. The schools that don't have the program, that don't have the money, right? And if it's unbalanced, to me, it's not improving the other teams. If you are beat them easy as that. But here's my final thing to you now. I personally think that we have the talent in the island. We do have the individuals. We have the talent individually. But when we play collectively as a team, maybe we don't have a playing style yet. It doesn't show up for the national team. So that's one of the reasons why people are saying that the standard has not improved. But I agree with you somewhat that the standard has improved because we can find quality players throughout the entire island.
Here's where you and I are going to disagree. And on our present national team, let's look at the players on it that played in schoolboy football in our starting 11. Andre Blake, Damian Lowe, and Javian Brown. Only 3. So that has nothing to do with local football. And what the point you just made, when I look at the amount two different points you're making. Here's what I am suggesting to you, right? Here's what I'm suggesting to you. There was a game in the state recently, I think in football. I'm going to get Freddie Butler to talk about it, where a team was like must say 18 or 20 at nil in a competition, 30 at something. They were like, I think it was like either close to 30, they were leading the team. And they did some things that some of the other coaches were saying that was wrong. So these things happen across the world. My point is, I am from a place in Western Jamaica when I was down there. You know what I have done? I have gone down there to help people. So if Cross Keys is going to get better, then it's going to take somebody like you who have identified the problem to, like how you are in the States, if possible, find out, because there are academies that give away the cleats after a particular period. Take some of those and give to some kids. You come back and say, listen, I'm going to run a little session. And I'm going to, and 10 of you can come. That's what it's going to take. Because there are some places in Jamaica, like them produce cricketer like wow. Some place called Top Hill and then place in St. Elizabeth. Cricket plays in those places right throughout the year. Don't go and tell them people about no football. They know why you're nothing about football.
Yeah, that's true. No,
So,
I get what you're saying, but I agree with you that but then if you look back on the last couple of years, right, we produced some good footballers out of Jamaica. But when you look on them playing for the overseas, right, they're starring, right? You know, for the club, right?
Yeah.
But here's another thing that I want to touch on you with, right? So there's a debate that goes on every day. All we talk is football. The same thing you do. You eat and breathe football. Because if it wasn't football, I wouldn't know of you, right? Because of this beautiful game, boy, and you also care, right? Because if you didn't care, management would not be doing this, right? You know, am I correct?
Yeah. Somebody, first
right?
I think he said that they just wanted to know that BB Coke, listen to this. BB Coke won Ben Francis. BB Coke. You know that school?
Yeah, man. Right. But man is man, me island man, man.
You know Charlie Mount? Charlie Mount won.
Yeah, man. I know the here. Okay. Yeah, man.
You know Central?
Yeah, Central, man, right? Yeah, man.
You know, well, me live at Central now. But you know Central High School?
Central. I heard about Central. I'm not quite sure where that's
Central High School went to the finals of the Costa Cup.
Yes. No, I see your point that you're making, right? But the point that I was making with that part of the island that I know, right? That I know. And I get what you're saying about you not having football and this, which is true. You're not going to have everything all over. My point is that for 30 odd years, it had been stagnant like that, right? I left there when I was 10. I'm 30, you know, I'm 48 now, right? And it's at the same level.
You sure?
Yeah, man, trust me, we're sure. So it's at the same level, right? And so I'm like, well, even though the school, I'm turning to high school, right? No, there's a little bit of improvement, right? Because after some kids from Kingston, their parents, actually moved them down there, and them actually put the school upon the map. Okay, to be honest with you, I realize what the problem is.
Yeah, but
the problems are not consistent.
You see, when I was playing football, I never heard about a school named Cross Keys. I never heard about a school named BB Cook. When
it was a secondary school.
That's what I'm saying to you. So when I was, right? When I was playing football, I never used to hear about them. The fact that Cross Keys is played and the fact that Central is playing, schools that I never heard about when I was playing schoolboy football, means that more people now are getting involved in it.
Yes, which is true, which is good. But you're not going to understand, since then changed the secondary school to high school now. But here's a point now that I want to make with you now, and this is my final point. All right, so let's address this quickly. So we have seen a lot of promising talent coming out of the schoolboy football of Jamaica, and we can name them go down the line. And let me call that name to you first. There's this guy named Dean Kelly, right? Because I go to, I follow games up here. Mr. Mayor Mike, and I spend so much money traveling around this country. So the guy named Dean Kelly, right? He played in the A-League, right?
Yeah.
Do you know which school he used to go back home?
No.
You must hear a big.
Yeah, man, I know the NTL. I know he used to play for Tivoli Gardens in the Premier League before he went to the USL. I don't know which school he played for in schoolboy football.
The man star up the league, like I tell you. But when he get them bring him on to DC United, and I think he probably played us 2 games. I've watched a lot of these guys too, you know, and I'm not blaming them. So I'm gonna ask you, right? What is it? And I know you cannot. That's why I say you cannot judge schoolboy football. That's just my thing. Some good players come out, and I think by the time they're 16, 17, they should leave that program. Why you think they don't make it in the big leagues and they have to drop down to the A League?
Because the standard at that league is higher, and they're not up there. So, but that, like, we can't say, because we don't even know what schoolboy team he played for. Like,
no, I'm not just going off him alone. There's more.
No, man.
But look, man,
but Jeremy,
there's a lot of players. Go ahead. Let me get out.
Jeremy, here's what I'm saying. There's a lot of players who, couple of things. There are some who the coaches have failed them. There are some that they have failed themselves. I can tell you this. I know some so-called star, and I knew from in schoolboy football that them never are going nowhere. And people used to call them star. I don't put star tag on many of the schoolboy footballers because, listen, it is not just your skill, it is your attitude. They weren't they were not training. They were treated special by their coaches. So sometimes the coaches feel them, and sometimes the players are lazy. Some of them are just are just girl and rum and them thing that them want. I'm telling you that. So they are not going to. No. There are other players, however, who really have something that they're fighting for. Andre Blake come through the system, and he has stayed in the MLS. He has not been dropped out of the MLS since he have been in there. So we can also use those cases. Kaheem Paris left here young, and he may not be playing all the while, but no matter what, he stays in Europe and move from because there is something, because attitude is important. And we must admit that many of these schoolboy players, they have the wrong attitude. I know some of them don't train.
No, I believe you.
Them be a woman. Them when schoolboy season finished done, them start go to school. Them start hang out with friends and smoke and all kind of thing. Them start disrespect them teachers. Them disrespect them coaches. But we think they are stars, but we don't know what the practices, the daily habits of their lives are.
Yeah. Seriously, as you say, man, I can't relate to everything because do you remember the school, them, right? Them come out with that thing in Jamaica. Your grades have to be good to be on the team. Do you remember when this came out? I was in Jamaica. You just can't just go play football if your grades not good. Is that still going on?
Well, there is a 40. You have to average a certain amount in thing. This is where now I'm saying that some of the blame is on the school, because here's what. There are two sides to this story. There are players who are not. There are persons who are not good at the educational level.
The court.
So we have to
have a way to pass, teach for them.
Yeah. So I believe we need to have a way to get those persons with learning disabilities to still play, right? Because there are some persons with learning deficiencies, maybe drop the level for them because they have some learning issues. Because there are some kids that have learning issues, you know. That's one thing, all right?
No, that's true. And that's one thing. You're right. But then here's what I'm saying now. If you're going to let this, and you're so right about that, but the child has to be evaluated, right?
Yeah.
And so other schools can be say, how you have so-and-so a player, they have this, right? The players need to be evaluated. But let me say this to you now. And so when I first came here in the 90s, right? MLS just started. And one thing I know with you, you know your football, because I watch your program. Sometimes I work with it, but you know your players and you watch your thing, right? You know your thing. You have a guy on your program last week, I forgot his name. He's from the West, and exactly what you're talking about, he was talking about how him gal it out, him drink it out, never take it serious the night before. He live in California now, or Vegas. He was on your program last week, right? And exactly what you're saying. But I'm going to say this to you now. When I came here, it was Altiman Butler, right? That was here, right? there was Tyrone Marshall. I think in come by your program. Tyrone Marshall. God, Andy Williams, right? These guys were here when I first started. MLS at first. I think Tyrone Marshall and Andy Williams, they were going to college, right? You keep hearing their name over and over, right? These guys were stars, they were mashing it up. When they start playing for MLS, these guys never get dropped. There were so many Jamaicans playing in MLS back in the time, right? These guys never get dropped. Never. These guys were just playing game after game. But there's a guy that we missed, and let's talk about him for a second. It was God from Bridgeport, and he came to the draft. He came over here. 2 players from Jamaica actually make it big over here. Well, Dean Richards is one. I think he was on your program, and Darren Mattox. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I hear it.
Do you remember those 2 players, right? Those players came through the Manning Cup system and the G Cup system, right?
Yeah.
Those were good players,
Yeah,
right?
but there are other players.
So,
Taxi was a good player in MLS. Yeah,
yes, I didn't know Taxi.
I can give him many names. Jeremy Taylor.
You.
I can give
Yeah,
him,
man. I remember him when he came over.
Even Javon Watson.
Lavelle Palmer. Javon Watson, Lavelle Palmer.
I can give him
yeah,
many
man.
names.
Keep going on the line.
But make your point.
No, so my point is that we do produce quality players, right? And so we now as Jamaican have to find out how to get the best out of everything and to bridge the system. And I agree with one thing when you say, sometimes I don't like it, you know what I mean? Myself, we have got to cut down with the negativity, right? And as a country, as a society, see how we can get the positive out, right? Because yes, there's some bad stuff, but there's also some good stuff, right? And we do have some great quality players, right? And with that, my brother, I say, thank you for taking my call. And let's just start with the positive and
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, man. All right. Big up, Jeremy. Yeah, man.
Respect, man.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah. All right. So what I'll say, people, O'Neal Fisher the Hey, just good. I saw like you're a St. George's. You saw like you're a St. George's, what I mean by O'Neal Fisher the Great. So like you're a St. George's, what careful. What I'll say, people, is that a lot of the players from Jamaica now are going to Europe instead of the MLS. All right. Maybe the ones who like Bowser. I think Bowser could have played in MLS, but he's in Europe. You understand me? Maybe Trevante, but unlike in the past, because remember what used to happen, a lot of these players used to go in the NFL and go through the draft, go to college in the States and go through the draft system. Like even Andy Williams and the Tyrone Marshall, they got drafted. Shavar Thomas, they got drafted into the MLS. Now remember that the whole Damani Ralph, because we need to remember, But what happened now is that the whole drafting has changed because most of the players are coming out of the academies that these clubs have. And a Jamaican player may opt to go to Europe instead of going into an MLS academy. And we must also see this. At the end of the day, our footballers, for the most part, a lot of them have tough financial situations. So they are going to choose the option that provides them with the best amount of money. Oh, somebody's saying that Central, I'm going to answer this question online, but yeah, Central won Ben Francis Cup management. Yeah. And Central is in Sir Wallace, you're asking, Central is in Clarendon. Yeah. Management, do you think of coaching curriculum outside of the formal ones like covert? Yeah. Well, this is what I use, I use a lot of it in my stuff. I have a lot of stuff from covert. So, yep. Yeah. You understand me? Darren Mattox did well, but our players generally do well. You understand? So, yeah. Rob says being a student athlete is very difficult when you're home studying, they're at practice and still have to come home to do the same homework you do. Yeah, I didn't say they won Ben Francis. I said that Charlie Mount won it. And BB Cook, Central went to the Dacosta Cup finals. Didn't they? That's what I said. were they in the finals of the Dacosta Cup Central? That's what I said, man. Central went to Dacosta Cup final. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, people, that yeah, man. Yeah, he was at I'm going to share that story. I know that story. All right, but people, what do you think about this Napoli issue with Osimhen? What are your thoughts on it? Is how can racism be stamped out of the game, or is something that we just have to live with? You know, how do people deal with it? Need to get some thoughts on this Osimhen issue. Right. So one of the things I also want to speak about as we're coming to put the wrap on the show. Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe, share. Remember, you can be a member of I Am Sure Sports as well. All right. So you can do that. Be a member of I Am Sure Sports. The membership option is there. You can drop a super sticker and a super chat if you want as well. All right. So now Cedella Marley, I said this earlier, right? Cedella Marley is going to be on a program called Center Circle, and she was saying that they are going to support the Reggae Girls, in spite of who is going to be there, or who is there with them, and that to me is suggesting that she probably knows that some changes are coming. I don't know if it is with the coaching or with the presidency. Lorne Donaldson also said something. He said that there's a good group of girls, and whether he continues with them or not, he says this, whoever gets them is getting a good core of players that can go a far way. I have a feeling that Lorne Donaldson is frustrated and he's moving on. That's the feeling I have. Just given the sentiments, I kind of feel like unless something very lucrative is presented to him with significant changes, I think he's frustrated with the whole process, the whole system, and he's looking. When you listen to that statement, he's saying that whomever comes is going to get a good set of girls. And then Cedella, this interview that they have that is going to come up on Center Circle really suggested that there are going to be changes. I don't know if it's at the presidential level or it is at the coaching level, but that's what she is suggesting. No, again, I will say this. If Lorne Donaldson is not staying, I want to know who is next, and it must be someone who is more qualified and more accomplished than him. My opinion. All right. Before the game says sports is a microcosm of society. So if it exists in society, it will continue to exist in sports. But what are we going to do? People, Jason is reminding you to update your fantasy team. All right, we can't stamp out racism. We should focus on banning racist behavior in the stadium. Hey, hold on there. No, sir, I don't think Xavier Gilbert. No, sir, I don't think so. Big up Xavier Gilbert. Dean Fraser, you'll be Xavier Gilbert, ex-coach. if that ever happened, if Xavier Gilbert and this is people, Xavier Gilbert, big up yourself. But I know if they ever put you in another position there, right? The people them go block the road here, brother. You just go and stay on it, God, now Excelsior and do your work. And if they need you to be assistant for the senior team, you do that. You understand me? Don't bother follow them people here. Like some jobs are not to be taken. Problem jobs, them here. Problems. Yeah, let this not be your cup of tea. Don't make Stefan right set you up. don't make don't make Stefan right set you up here. But I think FIFA has to do something, and sporting bodies across the world must do something about racism. Um, like 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 deducting points and those things. You understand me? Deducting points and finding clubs and all of those things, emptying the stadiums for multiple games, and let it start hitting people in the pocket. And I think when it start costing them money, I think we will begin to see some changes. But as long as these people are continually making money, then that is it. When FIFA comes in and says, listen, if we notice racial treatment and those things, oh, A.M. Henry, thank you so much. Whoa. Really? Ah, I didn't know that. So A.M. Henry, you are a member. I don't see him. Let me see if I see A.M. Let me check the members. I don't know A.M. Henry. I don't have you as a member. I don't know what's going on. I didn't know that. I need to check that out. Fans should be banned. Teams should be banned. Oh, all right. So Jason is saying that you can't from the Apple device, A.M. Henry. Eric says we just have to live with it, just like how we need to get rid of our owners. But it needs to start costing some money and some points, man. I think that's where the big change needs to take place with this whole racism thing. But I think the Jeff and people, let me tell you this, because somebody think Ryan LSE did a show last night talking about the coaching appointment for the under 17. If I had a say, let me say this. If I had a say, given the work that I've seen the group of coaches in the USA doing with their own resources, with these camps that they have been doing for, I think they have had more than 6 camps, using their own resources, people flying in from Canada to be at these camps, booking hotels, and all of that. Here's what I suggest. That I would recommend that Freddie Butler coach the under 17. Me personally. That is my opinion. I have no say in who gets appointed. Because I think, given the work that they are doing and the relationships that they are building with the families and the players there, and the resources that they could generate, I think if they can find a good mix, because we have some good young talent. And when you look at what Giovanni Thiel and some of the under 17 guys, there are some very good guys. So if we can find a mix of those, that would be a very, very big thing. I don't have a problem with him being a coach. That's just me personally. I don't have a say in it. But I think he'd do a good job. The man have a UEFA B license. The man has been a part of Chelsea setup and work with people like Mason Mount. So you understand me? He has played in Norway and in France, in US, right? And I know that they have plans of taking, and not only that, the people at Vallejo Academy, who have a club in Portugal and in Ireland and New Hampshire, they are part of this too. Boris Johnson is a part of it. Good coach. Ricardo Bibi Gardner is a part of it. Leon Garden is helping with the goalkeepers. So they have a group of people working. I'm not saying that all of these people, but they would have all of them to pull on. right? So I don't have a problem. That is my opinion. Me personally, if I had a say in it, I would have give him the job. But I know it is election time, and so sometimes with election, you know, people don't want a point, and because everybody want vote, you know. Like I said this recently. I have spoken to people, and I'm not going to say from which side, but I have spoken to at least 7 persons who said that they have been promised vice president position, depending on who they support. All right? I don't believe that that is right. I think if you're going to support a person, you support the person and give the person the opportunity to choose the team that is best to lead. All right? That's my take. So I know with these, when election is around the corner, people have, you know, people trying to get votes, so they probably can't do certain things. I don't know. I don't know. But I think certain decisions need to be made. I need to see John Wall, who is the under-20 coach, start working with the under-20 team. I need to see the under-17 coach in place start working and start doing stuff from now. Same thing on the girls' side. And that is regardless of who. We should not let an election overshadow some of the core things that need to happen with the football. We have no time to delay. The football must continue in spite of the election. Before the game is asking, what kind of leader is Freddie Butler? I think next time I have him on, I'll ask you. All right, know yourself. You see, before me answer your question, you believe Ricketts, you answer the question. You believe Ricketts should be fired? Because you know, always come and ask questions, we say man is man. So let me tell you now again. I agree with the people that every single person across all of Jamaica that is involved in football need to be removed from football. That's the people them want. At the end of the day, what the people them want, give them. So let me say it again. The people have been saying everybody who's associated with football need to be removed completely from it. So every person in every parish that is a part of football, from coaches to administrators, need to be removed. You want it any more plain than that? Every single one, and get a new set of people, and let us see if things will change. That is my answer. What is your answer? Should you believe Mike Ricketts should be fired? And when you tell me who should be fired, tell me who should be hired. Say, only problem I have with Butler is the Butler and is near. Yeah. You understand me? So when you go replace somebody, tell me who you should replace. I agree with the people. The people says everybody involved with football need to come out of it. Maybe Mr. Gould can stay because he's running club, but everybody else needs to come out and bring in a new set of people. Yeah. Let us take that path. I've done several videos where I've said this. Listen, when it comes down to the Jamaica Football Federation, there is no way that I can believe that if set people in the organization separate, it's going to be better. What? I mean, management, you have the. I don't know what that word is supposed to advise. You are the manager of the team. Thought you would have given, but I gave you an answer. People never hear me give him an answer. Never hear me, what is your answer? Me just give you an answer. Anything you want, do, Clyde. Anything you want. Anything you want. Hey, know yourself. Let me understand this. Let me try speak on education. But let me tell you this. You see, some people, and that this may not apply to you, but let me tell you this. What you guys want is argument and sus and chat and carry and say and blah blah and him say this and blah blah blah. We here for change football. How much times you want me to say it? If you listen to my channel, I say it every time. It doesn't matter to me who lead the football. I'm going to do what I'm doing. It doesn't matter. The work that I'm doing in football was before I had a YouTube channel. And I've explained clearly why I took up the opportunity to help the coach of the senior team. Make clear upon that. My job with the senior team is for Jamaica's football. It don't matter who the president is. It don't matter who the GenSec is. It don't matter who the players are. So whether or not a person stay in position is not my business. That is important to you. So you give the reason why and give the reason and who you believe should be leading it. In your opinion, nobody can fight you. But you can't tell me how to answer the question. How much clearer can that be? You want to say, yeah, that's somebody's going to say, and you go for a year. Channel bouncing. No, man. Let's have a reasonable discussion. You see, your name is very important, know yourself. Obviously, if the coach, remember, let me say it again, people. The position that I have right now, it is not a long-term position, It's very short. Same thing with Simon. Both of us was brought on at the request of the coach to help him. That's it. But I don't, so I can't give a You understand me? That's it. So what if the coach leave next week? A next coach may say, listen, I want this person to be my press officer. I want this. A coach must have that. So that is simple. Simple as that. So I don't understand, because people do not believe Manning's man do not have the time for what the national team requires long term. This one says, but if I was you, Manning, I would have rickets and running running this program until I get it. The good thing, people, here's the thing. I tell people all the while, Mr. Raymond Anderson and I are friends. We communicate. Let me say it that way. I know him, he knows me. No bad blood. Mr. Mike Ricketts and I are friends. I have respect for both persons. I've seen their work outside of football. I know their families. I know some of them, some of their family members. I have respect for them on a personal level. I don't have a problem with them. I'm not on any side. I don't want it more clear than that, man. Management, allow me to digress for a moment, please. Do you think the ref yesterday should have let the Charlie Smith versus KC game continue and a water refill after Lightning briefly stopped the game? That's a very good question, Yeah. Oh, then Jason, the same thing we can say, man. Then how you have time for this every day? Because you on every day too, You are on every day. You're on every day. So it's telling you see how awesome life is. All right. So let us explain. You see when you sometimes sleep in Jason, we still have work to do, Because me still have to check in me 8 hours a day, every single day. So we start at 11 because before that we had to work. On Saturday, see we, unless there's something, see we. You realize that we used to do our shows at night, see we, because we have other things to do in life. Oh, so you have time for the national team? You oh, so you I listen, I let me say it again. What the national team desires over a long period of time, I don't have the time for that. Do you understand that? So if you have the time, then dedicate it, call them and tell them, say you can give some time and you can give some more. Call and do it. Hey, Duclan, you're easy, Hey, Duclan, how Orlando are going? You go to Orlando there? You go to Orlando, Duclan? So if you have time for the national team, Jason, give them some time, man. Give them some time. Give some time. That's what we're talking about. Give some time to the national team. Yeah. So we posture ourselves in life so we can always give time to serve our country. I understand. 30 likes. So Rob, what you're saying? What you're saying, Rob? If you have an iPhone, Jason, what you and Rob saying? If a person have an iPhone, I don't understand what you say. I have never in any of these chats said I don't have time, but I hear you say it every day that you don't have time. No, every day I say I don't have time. I don't have time for what though? What you saying I don't have time? I don't have time to do more than what I am doing now. You are telling me that you're basically telling me that something is wrong if I don't keep on doing what I'm doing for the national team. Me not have time to do that all my life. What me not understand what you say. How can you tell me that you have never said it, but I somehow in your in your communication, you are suggesting to me that because it is a Jamaican national team, I must make sure that I give my time to them continually. But you're saying you have never said that you have time. Check out the reasoning. How can you be suggesting that when you are at the same time saying that you never said you had time? That's all I'm saying. I've also come on here and tell you the other things that I do. So when you think about the other things that I do, you understand me? Big up Soldier, you reach Rome? What you mean? Oh, the giant button don't pop up. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So people, Android them say the join is on. So maybe you need to, if you have an iPad and them thing, you need to use a different browser and try get on. Big up Soldier. Watching, what kind of cup you going to watch, Soldier, over there? Hold on. Hey, this one says, I am not saying you should do anything in any of my statements. You just said you didn't say it, but I am inferring it that it is quite a bold thing to assume. Hey, All right. I didn't say it, but you're saying I'm saying it or inferring it. That no. Okay. All right, boss. Rubbish. Rubbish time doesn't make something better. Huh? uh, oh, football. Parish council just. Yo. Okay. Oh, so I am off time out as. Oh, you're actually. Oh, Jesus. Yo, hey, the thing here. What are they? Let me tell. Parish council. So you're saying that football in Jamaica has not improved. All right, parish council. Rubbish. Time doesn't make something better, management. Really? It is not time that makes it better, but over time, things change. And most things have improved over the last 30 years in life generally. Most things, even pickpocketing has moved from pickpocketing to scamming. What are you talking about? So I don't know. Football in Jamaica has declined. What are you talking about? What football in Jamaica has declined? What has declined? All right, people, be honest. The national team right now, the collection of players, the pool of players that Jamaica have. Tell me a time in our history when we had a better team of players. Tell me. Somebody tell me. When you look at the Mikel Antonio, the Ethan Pino, the Leon Bailey, the Demarai Gray, tell me, the Shamar Nicholson, call all the names, the Andre Blake. Tell me a time in our history when we had a better collection of players. Somebody please tell me that. Tell me the period and tell me the 11 players. So somebody please tell me that. Tell me a time when we had like a player like we could see a Mason Greenwood playing for Jamaica. Tell me a time when we have had like players of the caliber of Reese Nelson, the Omari Hutchinson. Tell me a time. Tell me a time. Tell me a time when we had in 1 year, we have like 4 or 5 players leaving to go into Europe, into the top league. Tell me. I don't understand. Tell me a time when the surfaces have been this way. When we have, when we see our teams traveling, we see 15, 20 coaches with them, management and all of those things. Players getting their salary and said, I'm gonna give them a little. What are you talking? When they talk about improvement, what are you talking about? Even the very coaches will tell you that the youths know. Even if you talk to Coach Theodore Whitmore and the Rudolph Speed and the people who are in coaching, they will tell you now that the tactical things that are in football have made the game better. What we are talking about? Oh my God, man. Really? Tell me a time when our football in history when we have a group of female players going to World Cup back to back, playing Canada and scoring on Canada in a 2-1. It's not where it's supposed to be, but it is better than where it was. Didn't we used to have rope around the field? When goal score, the whole field get invaded. Can you hear the man them used to tell us when time them go up a stadium and the attic be a mosquito and thing, a bite them and all of them thing there? When people from Western Jamaica couldn't come train for the national team because them couldn't get no bus from Western Jamaica to come train, so them never get called. A be a man in St. Catherine and Kingston would end up in the team. Come on, people. And it is not where it is supposed to be. It's still in a bad state and need to get better. You remember there was a time when almost all of our finals have to be played at the National Stadium? My, oh my, oh my. Come on, man. And the past players, I'll tell you, and I said already, we don't know even now, listen to some of the things them. You see some of the players in the past, if Theodore Whitmore had some of the opportunities that these players had when he was young, different thing. You remember me, I tell you so one time, Wendell Downsell and man, they go out, Coliseum Drive, go play Boys Town. Them can't score a goal. Or them can't leave. Why you come tell me so football now improve? Leave where? When man a fling stone when ball come to goalkeeper and come out and make that score. Think a joke thing, them thing this happen. Maybe a game and them thing they happen. Maybe a violent kickers game with the arena. When man get shot and killed. When man get stabbed up. When I can't tell me about. You can't tell me about thing that improve. In a way it's supposed to be. Please in yourself. Me I go a football now. I mean, you still have to stand up there on my father's shoulder. Me used to go arena train, a constant spring training, when I orange man of your eat. When I come tell about football, and I drink bag juice. Man of power here and them thing there. When I want big old black bag, the man them have with what they call 6 studs. Because no man have it for them own. So relax on yourself, man, and about thing that I want to relax on yourself. What we must all agree, and I'll say it again, if many of the people in the past had the opportunities that some of these players had today. Because I find that Winston Anglin used to run from him community up at CLM, go down a dump up beach, wet, in them white shorts. Every day, every morning. The Reno man them, when them a train, them used to run go to one place named Big Bridge. As someone used to fit. Hear me, I tell you, man. We have football match and man with one water buckle. We have pass run, pass run, pass run. You know time I come at Draxall, on the first field them have this, a roadside you have to stand up and watch game. And sit down on top of the bus them. It means a thing that improve. No relax no man. No relax no man. Go and watch in 1995 with Cornell Chingsu, them one of the biggest team. Right? One of the biggest team in the modern time. Schoolboy team. Watch the pace of the game there. And watch, I think, the JC Georges final. Different pace. Pace. Faster. Ball a roll upon the surface. Do you know the stadium field has been resurfaced? Man, I can't tell me, man. I was thinking me just start. Me just then a football. You know, me sit down with the elders, them all the Mikey Toller, them and them, man. How my uncle keep it JD if I play against Renai, man, keep it down as a crash. Have an accident. And no ambulance nothing dip on the ground for Cam go to hospital. A helicopter have to come pick him up from Montpellier or wherever it was and bring him come back. And them have him tooth to drop out of him out. What not can tell me about, man? Because there was no doctor there. Not can tell me about. Tell me no nonsense, yeah, man. No easy, yeah, man. So, where you going with in a room? Fire
Yeah,
power
we just
room.
get it and I'll get some defeat. You know.
Fire.
Women are saying, stop
Hold on. Let me do this. Fire power room. People ball and the scissors and comb. Go on, soldier.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, takes our biggest tournament, man. The golf tournament, the Ryder Cup, Europe versus America.
Yeah.
The biggest tournament. Every 2 years that keep.
What kind of cup it is?
This one cup, the Ryder Cup, the biggest golf tournament a year.
Okay.
Every 2 years it keep. So USA defending champion, but America don't win in a Europe for past 30 years. So this one cup played last week for female them. It draw, but the Europe defending champion, so then they retain the cup. But now America come all out to try come win something they never done for past 30 years in Europe. Well, we from that man stop follow the man them, you know. Because if ask what can say football need to improve. They never kick a football, they don't know what is about football it is. So stop sending up the pressure and follow the man, man. Because maybe who talk to me, maybe as 17, 18-year-old, they don't understand one thing what take place in my part.
Tell the man them so because you used to coach with Bud Belly and them things. That if Bud Belly and you did have some of the things now, wanna have now if you have them back in them days there. With the talent we wanna have. You just never have the things them to make the talent do a whole lot better. The youth them don't have more things. So with ordinary talent, them can do a whole lot better.
Me say the 1982 Dintil side and the Veer side, in them time they come up to it. Me say that those teams were so talented. Until today, maybe the biggest Oliver Shield we ever play a stadium and until 1981 them at Kingston College. And away from that.
No man. Calabar and Clarendon College are the biggest, man.
What with 19,000? There are more than 19,000 people.
Soldier. The three are Dintil, man. Calm down. Here, calm down. Calabar and Clarendon College. Calm down. Calm down. Nobody take a joke too far.
When you talk about team, that a Charlie Smith team, you see? Not half, me never upset Dintil team, you know. Not half good as the Russia's team, 86, now we win until today, Russia's, away from the women's team, 71, we win the first triple. That Russia's team win 4 titles of the year, you know. They win Dakar Cup, win Oliver Shield, win Newton Shield, and win Ben Francis. Only team in history do that, you know. That was his team. Cape Donaldson team never win 85, you know. But we didn't tell 84, you know.
Yeah, man. That's why I said that in the modern time, the 95. That's why I said in the modern time, the 95 Charlie Smith team. Just go and watch that game, and watch the final with Herbert Morrison. What I'm saying is that when you watch the final with Russies and Herbert Morrison, Easton Smith and these guys and Chad Wright and them people, when you watch the game now, just the pace of the play is totally different. It is the football. The whole listen. Hey, remember when time man used to go play a game and warm up, you know? Warm up different now, you know, than how you used to warm up.
We don't understand. Back in the day, man stand up. Me not have to talk whisper. Man stand up with a pump rifle, you know. And man get where, you know, and have to kick ball over the top of the ball, you know. You can't score. And that's why I'm telling you, play same way. Me still not better go watch game. The man didn't carry Tivoli Hornet match a play because they never used to make Tivoli and Hornet play. Because gunshot busted one time in a stadium and they say, all right.
Then put
they said, first time, they more carry a camp. And man, he come to camp 86 and bust gunshot in a camp same way.
All right.
Bust gunshot in a camp same way. They match have to play without no spectator. Only Omar Gibbs and Siaga was the only 2 person who come to camp.
Me not see all off the ball, man. And Mark Hagler Wilson bust tackle for man off the ball, man. And game still continue. Man come off and think. That can't happen in a football. That can't happen in a football again, man. With cameras and them things, they are gone off of the field and photo official are involved.
Yeah, man, so you cannot talk to people when they understand the game and actually take things and improve.
Soldier, may I tell you, say, listen, me used to go football, and may I tell you, say, as a youth, me say big team, a 2 and 3 football them have for training. When ball get quick kick where a bush, man have to run pick it up. A 3 and 4 football them have. Nowadays, you got some of the football training, every youth have a ball. Them time there.
Stop talking about football.
Me talk about boots. A lot of youth, even in a school, a lot of youth have no boots.
Man have to pick up boots and again
and change out shin guard and them thing, man.
Yeah, so that used to happen. So now them thing they cut out, so football come. It just coming like you can't compare. I say, remember, say people use different people use wood fire and them thing them now, and I use clothes iron, I push iron in front wood and I press clothes. Them go on. Them are you not know about the type of thing. So you can't look back on man and say football will improve. Just look on life them way them man. When man out there doing a kitchen, people outside their kitchen and use and I push up wood and make up fire and I put use clothes iron and I rub in a ashes if you press pit the clothes. Then so you can't compare and I follow. No, but sometimes you saw comment, but get involved with them man. This keep it.
Signals Media says, yeah man, Calabar Clarendon by far, man. May I tell you that? It's the Calabar Clarendon thing that people tell me say I one of the biggest game. Biggest game playing at the stadium.
Well, as I said, me don't know, but me I tell if them party 19,000 people.
The stadium was full. I wasn't there, no, but I heard that for that game with Teacher Hyde them time there. They're not what they call peaker farm. At the money Mrs. them time there. Them money they in a peaker farm, Teacher Hyde. The money said that I walk through like a maestro.
That's a 1978, 77.
Me need one of the Calabar man or one of the CC man them to tell me. But Calabar versus Clarendon.
Clarendon College wins and Calabar, that's supposed to 1977.
Yeah.
Because Lenny I didn't win 78, because the man didn't till go final 78,
Yeah.
And then we beat Dintil, That's that's when Dintil team start recover, when Dintil come. And then come and get both belly and them Olipaman from down Marcus come Dintil and Brewery them from Hochi and them place there. Dintil come with the Poggy win that Costa Cup,
Raymond Pine.
With Dintil, Yeah, win that Costa Cup with Dintil. But Olipaman don't know that. Then because then we come back on 79 with Messi. That are the first man near Messi, man.
Yeah, Messi Wilmot, him just dead.
Yeah.
Him just dead.
Yeah, man, we know.
We need to talk about Belly, We need to talk about Belly,
Yeah, so when they come, man, can make a talk to him in Jamaica now too. And did the game the other day.
Yeah, we need to talk.
So I tell you, say, hook up with him. I tell you, say, the thing they know, when they talk about that time, the schoolboy season, well, I'm fed up and didn't go back a final 1980 and lose to Veer. Danny Hatton make both belly cry living in water on the bench. Danny? Dive over the bar.
The Calabar Clarendon College clash was 1977. 1977.
Never got on, but 81 Dintil and thing then, and 19,000 people in a stadium that time. Me watch that one there. Paul Newman and Trevor McDonald from Kingston College, them time there. That time you have a great keeper, Spider-Man from Camperdown, Akif.
Yeah.
But the guy Catnut did better than the whole of them.
Catnut, who is Catnut? Soji, here's the thing, You see, when you talk like said all of the people them know the aliases them are the people them we are talking,
No, but Kirk Catnut used to keep Revolver, man, for years.
Eh?
He used to keep Revolver for years.
Yeah, but I mean nobody know him. Yeah, we have to talk about, you understand me? You assume that people know him. People will know. The only person people know from Volvo outside of Santana, how Eldam up, Nobody know nobody else from Volvo, That way,
No, man, you know, Bud Belly, man. Bud Belly well be known in Jamaica.
Soldier, the only person out of that Volva team that people outside of Senton talk about are Eldam up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're not on a big ball, but he's the one that they talk about. People don't want to try to find out how old they are. Soldier.
That's me. Me a 50-year-old man.
I lie, Soldier. Sometimes you talk me seriously, you're in your 70s, you know.
You know what kind of 70s, man? Because I watch football a long time, you know, because I watch Manchester.
No, man, not
I follow Manchester United. I say for fools, man. I follow Manchester United from Gary Bailey to Manchester United, you know.
No, all right, Soldier. No, on a serious level. You see, when you told me about, you know, your 17 kids and those things, I honestly thought like. Oh, sorry. When you tell me about your kids, I thought based on the amount, sorry about that. 17 is just a number, people, not more, all right? I thought you probably were in your like late 60s, 70s. Seriously?
Nah, man.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, okay. So, and you know, you just start watch football, man. You just start.
Oh.
You.
No, I start watch football seriously from 78.
Okay.
From 78, I start watch football seriously. I never see Calabar team 77. You know, never see Calabar team 77. I mean, never see, but from 78, I start watch the game.
Hey, and the band them ask you.
Champs, because,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but champ, no, when me follow my old man at golf, because when I look at you at golf, we used to play, you know,
which part
as a kid. So,
which part of Jamaica you could have played golf?
No, constant. Well, I remember my father. We have remember constant golf club for years. You know, my youth.
Spring golf.
My father. We. Let me say to you. When my father supposed to when I first black man. I remember at Kingston Cricket Club back in those days. You know, because pure white man was white eye color man was member at Kingston Cricket Club in time. You know, but. You don't really understand how we grew up still. Why the only show is still our maybe you learn more in the talk about.
Soldier, you know what I'm gonna do, Soldier? People, what me say? Me need to interview Soldier. me need to Soldier have too much story. Yeah. So because look what you're talking about golf, and then you end up at Kingston Cricket Club. How them two things they can one a cricket one a
yeah. Because they think my father never interested in football. I didn't think my father want me and my brother them to play.
Okay.
Them think my father want we to play.
So you used to go for Constant. You used to go by Constant Spring Golf Club beside the Immaculate and play golf.
Then, all right, man is man. Away answer to me if man, let me ask you something. Why do you have to talk to you after a year?
No,
you must sit you. This one must sit you.
No, I mean,
you must sit you. Hold on, you must sit you. You must sit you. You must sit you. Something you must sit you now, man. Why me stop play with as a little boy, you know? Why you named Desmond Walters? I play ball on me over Pandora Christian Cricket Club, and man lick ball and that time a cancan tar they used to use in these.
What they used to use?
They will cover with a little too.
What is it?
We used to call it cancan tar. Cancan. Ask any old cricket any old cricket I will tell you about that.
No, mommy, that's why I try to get the name Cancantar. Come, you can ask a couple of
people. Yeah, it's like a tar it make with. Yeah.
Is that
and the bad man use ball but it lick it and slap me in my head side, man. It ball lick me in my head side as that thing. And I find me at 4 midnight night asleep, you know.
Jesus.
Find me at 4 midnight. You don't understand in certain things, man, is but yeah, laugh.
No. Sorry. We know you're serious. But sorry about laughing, but just so you know that they're fighting at 4 minutes.
All right. It's your football. Who you think get the biggest beating in a football? In the schoolboy football. Who who think get the biggest beat in a football modern time, get the most goal scorer upon? Nobody go with it, man.
The most goal scorer in a modern football. I don't know, Soldier. I don't know.
VA score upon didn't tell them, 24 love, That's the biggest beating until today,
In what? In
didn't
school?
Score 22 goals. In schoolboy football.
Yeah.
24 love.
But the thing,
didn't defend 24 love from here.
Somebody's saying that. The thing is called Cork and Tar. And somebody saying it's Cork and Tar. It names still Cork.
Cork and Tar.
Yeah? No, Cork and Tar.
Cork, yeah. Yeah, it's person right.
And somebody saying that Vera scored 22, not 24.
No, man, it was 24, man. Because Dintil scored 22. Dintil scored 22 upon Geisel. Dintil scored 22 upon Geisel, but the record is 24. Dintil scored 22 upon Geisel.
So when you say in the history, you mean like in the history of schoolboy football?
Football, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody's asking, ask the caller what happened when his father wanted him to play golf. Did he get to play, or were there obstacles?
So if there were obstacles, obstacles in a way, because my father did have money, so he never know obstacle. Like say black and white.
So let's go back to you actually played golf.
No, me never really like the game. My brother them play. My brother them go and play, and then they leave America and still play until today.
Okay.
My brother them play.
Okay.
But me never like it.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
So you're originally from St. Ann?
No, me from Kingston, but my grandmother my mother from St. Ann.
Okay. Hey, Soldier, really, may I have been set up and we do an interview, But then somebody saying that Clarendon also scored a whole heap of goals against Edwin Allen when they were known as Frankfield. So are you sure?
When they were Frankfield, yeah. They score a lot, but didn't they score 19 on them that 1 year? 19, then he scored upon them. But I think Clarendon scored a lot too, because Clarendon was in Zone C too, and the winner of Dakar Cup was coming from Zone C, because Zone C dominated Dakar Cup from in the 70s right up to the early 80s.
That's Clarendon and Veer. Yeah.
Dintil, Clarendon and Veer. Those three teams dominated Dakar Cup to the 80s.
So which team did you play Dakar Cup for?
Played Dakar Cup in Dintil, me, Hossang, them, Richard, Lynn, Bogle, those years.
Which position? Which position you play?
Alan Chongfa teach me to keep goal,
No man, I'm talking
Alan Chongfa.
No man. You say you played at Dintil. What position did you play at Dintil in Dakar Cup?
No, me come Dintil, come and Frank Brown, they give me a fight, want me to keep goal them time. I come keep goal.
Oh, see,
the late Frank Brown, me and so in peace.
You are
and Frank because then time they will man, but my father draw me through still, because he come and did want me 19, because my father couldn't give school things. My father didn't give school things. That's why I'm treating him there.
So you got a chance to be on the team because of your father.
Yeah.
Okay. Because your father could give it, be like what your honest do.
Yeah. I wait for you just 2 minutes talk, but then we tell you more. But then we tell you more, I don't want to talk.
So always hear talk about Woolmers. So you played for Woolmers or you just went to Woolmers?
No, we go Woolmers at my past coming in charge at age 9 when me in grade 5, 1979. 1979 we go Woolmers when me in grade 5. When was the past exam when the October I was going to be 10. That time you have no way you take exam when you're 12-year-old and then you take exam.
So when you went to Woolmers, did you try out for the football team at Woolmers?
Yeah, man, come on, try out when I calls and anything, and then.
But you couldn't make the team because your father couldn't help you through the Woolmers.
No, my father, everything will go through me at school, and my father. Me not have to come back and come on TV and come tell you what. You know too much on business, you know, man.
No, man. I mean, I get this. God have mercy. Oh no, what I am saying to you, Soldier, is simply this. Because you said your father helped you to get in the dental situation. I was wondering if
in every situation my father helped me. Me not come and explain something for let out certain thing. But when you make me farmer principal, Mr. Barney, bless him up and everything.
Hold on.
Mr. Brian and them
hey,
and them.
Parish Council, hold on, Soldier, Mr. Parish Council, what kind of law, what kind of standard since you joined? Brethren, people know what I do. I'm helping the national team for a period of time. When you talk about law, what kind of standard? Parish Council, you're using a name. Give me your correct name and me and you have a debate on this. Anytime, anywhere. Arville Higgins, hold on the Soldier. Arville Higgins them and KLAS have debate on them program. And then have people put up the money. You get the money. And you debate me that football has not improved. Challenge me on it that football has not improved. Challenge me. And we can get national players to tell you. It is not where it's supposed to be. So you talk about giant GFF. Stop your madness, man. Some man know everything. Like, hold on, Soldier. Hold on, Soldier. Let me say this. Some man know same people. Because every day I get up and I talk about since management, giant GFF. Like, one people for the people follow on gods. Like, because you don't want to do something. You don't feel like gods of the world. One and so them, I'm finished. One I believe say, on the thing say, on gods of the world, on control people, like people must answer to the beck and calls. Like if you say that, don't do that, them not to do it. Man, a big man. If you want to work with the parish council, you think the business, you work with the government. So because you work with the government and your parish council and next man will support the next party if you like you. Your standard, the government standards are falling. So your standards are very low. What kind of nonsense reason that for your name like parish council we are bring? Come on, man, reason with common sense. The roads them not improve. Track and field not improve. You think we never have talent back in those days? Think about what you're saying, people. Think about what you're saying. Call on a best YouTuber. Call Ryan LFC and ask him. Ask Ryan LFC. Ask JD. Ask Coach Minzy. Ask them if football not improve. Jeez, man. Come on, man.
It improved on the international the national level. It improved on the national level, but parish level it not improve on the parish level.
Soldier. Let me say it again, Soldier. We had in your time the talent was big, right? People need to understand this. Football let me help you now. Let me help you. I'm going to say it again. You see, Hector Wright, the Freddie Butlers, the Walter Boyd, the Anandi Lowe, some of the Michael Tuller. All right? All right. No. Listen to me now. Let's give some name. So listen to me. If those players had all the things today that are available to these players today, with the level of talent that they had, the players of the past in today's time would go leaps and bounds. I will tell you this. Football back in the 70s and in the 80s, Soldier, and football now is a completely different thing. How teams are prepared tactically, how the nutrition is, how their health is, the coaching that is available in terms of the amount of personnel, coaching education, the standards of field, the protection with the amount of security. All of those things make it better than it was because even the pace of play has improved. I cannot understand.
I say you're 100% right about
understand
that.
what people are
because
saying.
when you're right, but what I'm saying to you, when you're right, you're 100% right because if the lineage, Alan Chongfa, the guy Milo, when I try when I bet Richard Lynn, Ricardo Lynn, McDonald from and those antique Paul, where the guy named Cargill and those guys, Paul Newman, them did have the opportunity. Bogle, Bogle them. If these guys did have those guys did have the opportunity where them man get in a do. Yeah, them man down in the real farm and Edward Barnaby, you know, them in the
Soji, listen, let me give people because we talk from experience, you know. Chef Wisdom there, them man know me when I look at it and pester them. When me a 10-year-old, I had to leave my family. Them used to have a thing the Miami Classics, where a football team from Jamaica at under 12 and under 15 used to go. When they have Omar Murray, they put Milo Ken and them thing, and the Virtual Brothers and all of them people. Watch this. As I look at youth, when you go in at the stadium, brother, in at the attic there, a barrier for a borrow boots and them thing there. The Western team them. So no man can tell me nothing. The stadium field was not like this. Even the surface has been thing there. Restricted. People forget that at that time, what used to happen is that certain schools, because people, let me give people who don't understand what used to happen. There's a time when many schools were not in the D'Costa Cup or the Manning Cup because they were secondary schools. So what used to happen is that schools like Rossi's used to get a lot of the secondary school players because school like Manning's would not take them. Schools like Cornwall would not take them. Schools like Monroe would not take them. So a lot of the Rossi's players in those days come from a school named sub-secondary. For example, that now them call Godfrey Stewart. They come from Froome Secondary, which them call Froome High School now. So what you used to see is that instead of what on man, let me help the people. Let me help them. So what used to happen is that when you used to have almost all the players from Western Jamaica and Hanover in the secondary school going to Rossi's, all of those schools now have their own teams. Understand that, no, man? Why? So let me go back to the Kingston school them. Noon, they never used to have sixth form. Chippy McDonald and all of them people, they used to move. If you go to the Kingston school them used to take a lot of the Noon and the Vauxhall and all of them school here. So what you'd find is that because there were 10 and 7 schools in the competition, it was more competitive. But you have way more people and way more schools participating. That is why it looked that way. So instead of having 10 schools and 20 schools, you have 10 schools in Manning Cup and 20 in the Costa Cup. Now you have hundreds of schools. Like, we don't know how this is so hard for people. We don't know why it is so hard and what this have to do with JFM. We can't understand that.
Man, let me tell you something where most people don't understand. You still not explain something to them. Let me educate them on something. In the Manning Cup now, when the player leave Manning Cup, what we used to do, go to a country school and go that Costa Cup. Because why? We left school at age 16, 17. Because when they finish sixth form and go, because Bogle, McDonald, man left Kingston College. Because remember, you know, Lenny, I didn't win with Tivoli, you know, and go here. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
We then win with Tivoli, then 76.
Then they're not. Yeah. These people forget that Winston Chunko. And then leave Bango Clan and College. So I said to you, they play them. Used to left from town because we two coming in chance the technical school them most them. Like, let me give them some things. Right? People don't remember that even the Dintil team is a Marcus Garvey secondary school. We turn technical high now, them get the players them from. What for them the Marcus Garvey in a center and go up there. Mm-hmm. The point I'm making, people, there's a time that there were only 10 teams or 12 teams in the Manning Cup. 12. People forget that Monroe, when Monroe used to win around 8 teams or 6 teams, you're not going to tell me that was better than now. What wrong with you, man? What wrong with you? Come on, man. And then you're not going to talk about it because they are JFF. Because they are JFF now. Jeez, man. You realize that, like Reno was like the one team in Western Jamaica for the most part. Clarendon has always had like a couple of teams. They used to have Hazard and Galaxy. Then you used to have like Kirkvine. You used to have like Black Lions and Laspi and those teams, right?
That elite, the attack lately, but let me tell you about team. Yeah, we know it down there. Did you know say Brazil in Sentan, who could be the first team from country in the league and the man in Brazil here after Brazil wins to them use eligible players to guide them to play for Chicks that time Blackstar did get suspending. And when they take away 15 points from Brazil end up still come third.
Listen,
because Santos, because they never want a countryside to win.
Let me tell the people this, all right? The players, I'm going to show you how football is.
Danny Beckford, they didn't take from color white within one day. They man, they come general up with a weapon, you know, they man, they are footballer.
People going to tell me, all right? Let me tell you some of the things that used to happen, like recently, because I'm telling you, all right? When you look at that Harborview team that played in the championship, I think they even played against Houston Dynamo. That Harborview team with Jeremy and you, that Harborview team with Jeremy and you that played in the CONCACAF thing that they did. One of the better teams, the Portmore teams. I think we are forgetting that we had so many players going into Europe. We had a whole crop of players, the Jeremy Johnson and the Teddy and the Clyde and the 2Ps and all of those people. So let's reason the football logically. We have to reason and discuss the football logically and with common sense. If you go back and watch clips of games, if you look at, for example, the Holland team that they talk about, complete football, though they never won anything. When you look at what this Barcelona team that come up with the tiki-taka thing business, different speed of play, and they are not one of the fastest. Speed of play in football, this is recorded, people. FIFA everywhere, up to FIFA put out works telling people that the standard of football globally has improved, and people still saying that football not improved. I don't understand, and then want to make argument out of it. When the governing body say it improved, we don't understand. They do by their research.
So, where you stop?
No, man. Man, what? I don't want to. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna say more than. What? The man said more than 30 clubs which were formed are now gone, vanished. All right. Then you said more than 8 in Portmore. All right. So let me say this, people. Tell me, all right, lot of clubs, I agree, that a lot of clubs have stopped operating. A lot of clubs have also emerged. Chapperton Maroon, did you know of them before? Limal. So for every club that has vanished, I can give you a new one. I can give you one. You want me give it? Want me give you? Parish council. Maybe you beat you upon this. You know, no argument. The Draxall field has improved. Mount Pleasant have an academy. Ballers Academy have an academy with good surface. Kingston Football Academy have an academy up there. Donovan Ducky building his own, him have an academy. What you talk about? Landila Cultural Center Arena used to play has improved. You want me give you more? You want me give you more? Moby, we pow there. You go down there, go see them facility. What this man talk about? The Westmoreland Oval in St. Mary. What you talk about, man? The Wembley down in Clarendon where how much games are playing now? What you talk about? You look at the Glenmore field. Come on, man. You look at the Arnett Garden field now. Nevada Soccer Academy that is run by Omar Daly. You want to go on and on and on? What do you want in Portmore near where a lot of the Clarendon College player go? Phoenix Academy. But when I talk about, man, is Reina's Academy. Having how much girls going to college overseas now. When I talk about, yeah, Joga Bonita. Get your facts before you talk. Hey, Soldier.
Yeah. Yeah. No, to me, I tell you, say, well, go on. Yeah, you have to understand most of them. Man, them no understand something. So you have to see them. But some, they still not call out some team because when even back in the days, when Dogo make the thing down a Liti, where Nature Village Farm, where I just showed it go back for the road so much.
Yeah.
That's why Dung is the really, because that was a good place, but it just built at the wrong place. You know, that's when Wadala team really got on. And again, 1983, I'll tell you, I just said, first when we come and do Jackson the first time, 1983.
Soldier. Sorry, me have to cut it. I guess so. Half an hour you're on the show. Me have to give you give you an interview right. Because we have a next caller and we just want to take him call and then we close the show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. People that was Soldier, we have to interview Soldier. Soldier have whole history, you know. Big up Chipper Morgan, Christopher Chipper Morgan. Man of a U12 team, I tell you them a drop some ball. 5 European countries boycott UEFA football tournament. What? Ukraine, England, Poland, Latvia, and Sweden. Wow. Boycott. You see the article, people? Because of Russia participation. Problem dead. We need to go back to that. Man, we'll kick out Russia. That'll go on. Let me call about the person. DJ Dean Brown, what's going on? Yeah, man, what's going on? I'm calling you back because you go end and I saw you were calling. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man, good evening again. My voice kind of going, so sorry for the sound of my voice right now. But, Virgin, it's hard. You can't debate with a person who decides to act foolish. You just leave them something alone. You can't discuss with football with a man who born in the 2000s and never experienced I know the history of where they come from back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You can't discuss football with certain people. You understand? All of a frustration in where the football right now. But everything has improved. Ever put foot aside has always identified the pool that we have.
But
right?
The man said, only sitting here.
Identify how talented we.
The man said, only sitting here and listening to Manningsman saying that the pitch at stadium has improved. Sir, after 1998, the entire stadium pitch and the track were upgraded. And they put in even water stuff, sprinkler system at the stadium, which we never had before that. Please understand that, please, sir. Remember that we have had international games before 1998 when there was heavy rains, when the pitch at the stadium was waterlogged. when there were huge dirt patches. What you can say to me that after the Chris Brown concert, the pitch was damaged, but it was different when you looked at it last night. Come on, man. Let's not do that, man. But go ahead. big up Parish Council.
Look here, man. And we are big up. You have to big them up and because you can't turn a man opinion from and make him opinion. You give the facts and you just leave it as it is because you can't go back and forth until you start with people like that, man. It's not going to bring a program anywhere. You understand? You can't make them constantly dry up because you are doing a just service for on behalf of the nation's football. To make them come, make it seem as if you're more bridle now, you can't say a thing. Because against the no we call it now, the administration that we currently have. Leave people alone with them statement, man. Do what you do, focus on what you do, and let's just talk how we can improve our football from the grassroots all the way through. You understand? Because we all have had such a you see, when it was a game, because people don't remember when Abbeville used to export players like Wow.
And Portmore.
Abbeville and Portmore.
In the 2000s. In the 2000s. Yeah.
We don't support more yet, man. Let's talk about BB Gardner, one of the biggest, the first.
Dean, look like we have lost the caller. Oh no.
No, I'm here.
Oh.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, man.
You can't hear me still?
Yeah, man, hearing you now, yes.
Yeah. So we have a portion of people before the Portmore came around, because remember the Portmore wasn't Portmore until what Portmore name was again back in the day?
Hazard. Hazard.
All right. See, so recently changed their name in the 2000s. Them also start export players. So there was an exodus of talent from our local football. A lot of young guys got bust. A lot of them. You understand? Yep, in the early 2000s thereabouts. As I mentioned, the stupid that Jamaica under 17 and under 20 period of time, a lot of those players got picked up by overseas team.
Yeah, man. You talk about Omar Daly, Jason Morrison, Dean Richards, you talk about even Keith Kelly, you talk about Alex and Shavar being away. Stephen Morrison. There you go. Yeah, you have all the one named Little Bibi Lovell Palmer. Oh my, I mean name after name after name I can call.
Oh my gosh, man. So because the talent was always there. Now one of the things, and I personally can attest to this from my perspective, because a CC me go, the original CC, Cornwall College, right? We can't talk about Western football from them time the same way. And the same discussion we have about Agla Willis. I've been with Agla big man, Agla himself saying no, saying couldn't play football like that. Like I used to play back then. A man start broken him something, Agla knows that type of football they couldn't bring him anywhere. But as a baller them time there, you admire the root and the brutefulness of Agla Willis.
Yeah.
But we know that in football, there was always an indiscipline problem, right? The same thing you talk about when you're fortunate you got to come to the United States and play. Remember, there was a point in time, every Dakar Cup, used to get a chance to come over, I can't remember what it was called, but the Dakar Cup team would have gotten a chance.
The all-school team. The all-Dakar all Manning Cup team, and then pick an all-school team.
All right. And then most of the man in the come back. People don't remember them type of things there. Most of the ball of them, they run off, they don't come back.
Yeah, well, entire national team. There was a time when an entire Jamaica national team, probably less than, and I think it was either Seba or one of those team from Montego Bay. You understand me? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is quite true.
But
one of the things, go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, man. But like I'm saying to people, we are still way behind where we're supposed to be. That's what
that is one of the things that we all have to agree on.
Yeah, we are far behind where we're supposed to be. By now, we should have made way more progress than we have.
Yes, sir.
I'll agree with everybody. And government after government, administration after administration have not done that. So we are not where we're supposed to be. And that is where we need to beat our leaders in the football, from the president to the coaches to all the other administrators and the government when it comes on to the infrastructure development. But to say we have not improved is not the way to take on the argument. The argument is like, how far should we have been? Our failure is that where we are right now is not where we should be. And all of us must admit that.
That's the point.
It's just like one of my earlier caller, his name is Jeremy, and he was talking about Cross Keys. And I'm saying the fact that Cross Keys is now playing schoolboy football is good. But if you used to be a part of Cross Keys, I mean, you think money, I would never think about helping Cross Keys. I don't even know which what Cross Keys get. But the person, the reason why JC is the way it is, and people don't like JC and they don't like KC, it is the youth them used to go there. Them have this love for that institution, that they go back to the institution. There you go, because to them, that there's a pride in it. And many of us come out, we cuss JC, we cuss Calabar, we cuss Woolmers, we curse them out about how they're doing this and they're doing. You know why? Because they have students who have a little, but give out of their little to help those institutions. While some of us cussing them off, instead of out of our little, we go back and give to the institution. You know why some communities do well? Because the people them who have made it out of those community remember where they are coming from, and they find some other people in those community and they help them. And that is what more of us should be doing instead of cussing the people who are trying to make a difference.
Right across the board, man. From you're talking about in the natural living of mankind day to day to the sporting discipline. Right across the board, if we have that mentality, our nation will be so much better. But we have this dependence on government and certain administration. Yes, they have their accountability. They need to be held accountable for, right? But you really hit a nail on the head on the level of sport and the old, what we call now, the people who went through, who have now given back. Sorry. Yeah. So that is where we need to be, from where we are to where we need to be. Because if we all can agree that we should be at a certain level, then how are we going to get there? But to say that we have not improved, man, come on now. That is a foolish argument to even start the job. We can have an argument like that or a discussion like that.
Yep. Yeah, and when we say that, you know, what I want people to understand, it is no disrespect to the past players, because they use what they had. Listen, I was speaking to a former captain, right? You know what the former captain said to me? I hear what the former captain said. The former captain said this. What I loved about the administration back then, that was over them, is that the administrators would come to them and say, listen, we have a game to play, say, in the USA. We can't pay no money. We can't give no per diem. It's okay if you don't want to come and play, but if you want to come and play, we'll go and play the game. And they said that the players would go and play, and some would not. And the point he was making is that he liked that kind of approach, because at least the administrators were open. Exactly. They were open and honest, and a man could decide. Yeah, a man could decide. And he said, what would happen now is that sometimes when they go and play the game, when they had a next game where money was given, it's almost like they got more money because they had played a game, like free per se. And he said he liked that because at least you were not promised something and it wasn't delivered. I think some of those things is what we have gone back on. Like we promised the players X, both male and female, and then you don't give it to them. It's better you come out honest and say, listen, here are the books. We have no money, right? And show the book, make it open. We have no money. If you want to play, come and play. And if you can't play, we totally understand. And we're not going to use it against you. And then the players decide. I think that is all. And then in the meantime, you need to make sure you go work to get the money. Because we want to pay the people them who want to do the work. For the work that they're doing.
Right, quite frankly so. And that is the transparency and the leadership which we're lacking. We're lacking the visionaries, we're lacking the transparency, we're lacking the leadership that we should have as a governing body. You understand? And again, we cannot pick leadership just because of popularity. What is the vision? How are you gonna get us there? Yeah. What is the mission? Right? Those are the things, how you're gonna improve from where we are to where we need to be. Because Manning, it is one of my biggest frustrations to know that as a country as big as Jamaica, with as much money as parts of Jamaica, we do not have a recreational field. Well, let me not put it this way. An international field like some of these recreational fields that we have here in the United States. It is beyond me why we don't have a field. Yeah, you go around America, you see recreation fields like wow, and we do not even have a level of international field in Jamaica standing up anywhere. I'm going to tell you, and this is I'm going to show you a big problem in Jamaica, right? You know, so I just said to you, right, about the national player, and I said one of the areas that we have fall back in, right? That's what I said, you know, is that the people are promising and not paying. That's what I said. I said, this is one of the areas that we are falling back in, right? Because there was a time when the national players, they were told the truth, right? They were told that we have no money. And I said, one of the things we need to do, right, is to show the books and say, we don't have any money. And in the meantime, go and make the money, but be open and honest. That is what I said, right? Here's what this person said. Listen to this comment now. If that's what you call improvement, we are 25 years behind. This is what I tell you, say, culturally, there is just listen to this. Listen what I just said, you know, and listen to this comment in response to that. And you ask yourself, then how does this comment make any sense to the previous statement? Because you can't argue with people that are foolish. You can't argue with people that are foolish. We need to have a plan going forward, right? We need to develop. And as we're talking about the schoolboy football, we should have to talk about a little bit more to money. You see this, I'm telling you the reason why I may not go too far with the schoolboy football, right? And I see it's still a part of our schoolboy footballing culture even today. You see, I mentioned something very key, the star baller syndrome. You see, star baller syndrome, the money, it has really taken and demoralized the level of football that we could have had at the schoolboy level. And the administrations of the school, the principal of the school, the people who support the school, them to have a fault in all of this as well. You see, when I was going to school, man, and you more likely know this as well. As a star footballer, you're liable to go and no class, none at all. You get star treatment throughout not only the school, but the community at large, the city at large, right? In Mobile, the biggest people, who are on the streets, them are your safety guard. They are them baller. Check how many of the star ballers them who got those level of treatment made it anywhere professional, either in academic, in any formal level of life, per se. Standard of life. This is why. What I will say is that I will give people this. A lot of times, some of the most talented athletes may not be the most witty educationally. So what I would say, that is why you need proper academies. Right? Proper academies. And what I mean by that is this. Some of these kids who are struggling with the rigors of schoolwork, doing 8 and 9 subjects, get them into proper academies where they learn, they can do math, English, meaning they can read, they learn how to communicate, because you believe that one day they're going to be big global superstars, and we must do this to track and field. Help them in building their communication skills, the other soft skills like how they attire themselves and how they, prepare for an interview, how they operate in spaces. Probably teach them an additional language.
just in case they have to move into, Europe, they can speak at least one other language and stuff. I think we have to know kind of do that. Just in the same way back in our high school times, they used to have what they call technical high schools that offered welding and metal work, that kind of a thing, so that kids who weren't inclined in being like doctors or lawyers or teachers could do other meaningful life skills learning so that they can, you understand me? That's what I believe. That we need to look at that with the sport, because I would not want, like Usain Bolt as a good example. Usain Bolt and Shelley and Fraser Price. Let's use Usain Bolt, Shelley and Fraser Price, Asafa Powell. Or we can go, Usain Bolt is not somebody that I think wanted to be in classroom every day learning 8-9 subjects. So get the basics, learn how to proper deportment and communication skills, and focus on your track and field. Shelley and Fraser Price could balance both. So she did the right thing. She stayed in school, she went to college. So I believe that we have to find a pathway for both sets. For those who are educationally inclined and those who are stronger on the athlete side without having the educational acumen, and provide a pathway for them to become who God purposed them to be. Without taking away.
But on that side though, man, so what you see happening in the institutions on a regular and basis is that because we want our school to excel, we only think about the institutions, not the individual.
Yeah.
You understand? Not the individual. And we need to be focused on the individual and their development in whatever discipline that they choose to be in, to make sure that they do have a standard education. Not just the talents that they possess that can benefit the school's popularity.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, the individual is now left behind.
Which is what we discussed yesterday.
You understand?
But listen, but you know what happened now? We have like 5 minutes. Right? So I'm going to run. We're going to have to pick up this the next day because I need to close out the show.
Man.
And I need, But big up and thanks for the call. Yeah, man. Every time.
Bless it, sir.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. So, all right, let me take this one from DW, right? And then we'll go. How comes we're not talking about the lack of schoolgirl football and primary school development? All right. And I'll tell you, this is why I say, though we have made improvements, we have a very far way to go. Because as far as I know, the only female academy in Jamaica is Rhinos Academy. We still have, like I was seeing a prep school league, and I still see girls playing and boys team. Those that happen sometimes even in the States. But I think now, the other thing, people, that girl football in Jamaica is going to take, at like the primary school level, is going to take a lot of time. Because even, I'll say this, outside of track and field, which you have sports days and those things, football is not a girl sport per se in Jamaica, because women don't really watch football, We don't, because Jamaica, as much as we want to go around it, Jamaica is not a footballing culture. We are not. I think we have more of a track and field culture. That is why our basic school, communities have sports day and do those things. I want you to hear me. So I agree that now, with the success of the Reggae Girls, what we need to do is to get female football from the primary school and prep school level. And I think the best way to do it is to start a 5-a-side competition. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? People, man. When I next semester, right now, I'll link to my friend them and say, watch out, you see a sentence, I want to keep a 6-a-side, 1 goalkeeper, 5 players. Girl football competition. Now, January. Me go put it on. And if we can get 10 teams, we want to make sure so we get all of the gears for them and give it to the school. 12 set of gears for all of the school them. Prep and primary school, girls. Bam. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make it happen for January. Yeah. Now wait for nobody. We're gonna make it happen for January. Yeah, that we are gonna do. I think that need to happen. And they say it need to start. We're gonna make it happen. 7v7. It's a 7v7 triple E. All right. Sure improvement, welcome. Anyways, people, I'm going to take Jason's advice and go and do my other work. Lest I get fired. Understand me? God bless. Up and running. Big up. Oh, some principals cause it management. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah, man, we're gonna do that. We're gonna link up some of our friends and get some stuff and just bam. And January, we are gonna run a Sentan. We have gonna do it a Sentan, people. Somebody do it somewhere else. Sentan. Girls, 7 aside. Danny Beckford don't ramp with me. But 7 aside girls. I mean, I'll keep it long. Let every school play every school. And the team with the most points win. And we give them some trophy and some medals, first, second, and third. Yeah, man. I wonder if we can call it the Jody Brown Cup, like how she's from Sentan. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. But we are going to figure out something. But listen, people, in the meantime, in between time, listen, hit the like button, subscribe and share. Like, we need 6 more likes to get to 100. Please, can we do that? You understand me? 6 more likes. Yeah. But I'm going to do that, right? I'm going to do that. I have a couple of persons that I think I can link up. And I think I can get some gears. The trophy is easy. The medals for the winner is easy. You understand me? I think I can engage with schools. So I'm going to make it up in January. So prep and primary schools, you can enter. I mean, I'll make it just, all I need is 12 players. Prep and primary schools. In center. Hey, JFF, don't bother block it. No bother block it. That me I tell you. who is it? Elaine Walker Brown? I'm going to call you because you have to approve it. Who the competitions committee person? I don't know who that is, but Mr. Danny Beckford, I'm going to link you. Because I want to make sure I do things the right way and I don't want to feel like I'm circumvented. So I am going to, because we can do it. I mean, imagine, if it's 10 schools, all you can give each of them 6 balls, 60 balls. That's not hard, trust me. We have enough friends. We can, like, in one trip, we can get like 60 balls, footballs to come to Jamaica. We have enough persons who do academies where we can even get some soccer cleats to give to them just to start them program. Hey, Jason. Maybe we should call it the Soldier Cup. Hey, Soldier. Yeah, Soldier. You don't know. DW. Jason is giving trouble. DW, do not respond. Take on it. Hey, Jason, when you're making these comments, you have to laugh at it. Where Jason Guna gone? He run gone work. Okay. I don't Parish Council gone. Where's the other one? Know yourself. Where know yourself gone? So everybody just disappear. Peso disappear. People, Peso don't cost today. Can I believe it? Oh, it's because Soldier with them. Hey, Soldier. People, you see why I believe Soldier is older than him saying is. Soldier see me on the show, you know. And Soldier call me. Soldier just says, I'm going to call your man in this man. Hold on. And Soldier call me while I'm on the show. But I understand Soldier, you know. I don't understand Soldier. Me just talk to me, I'm going to end the show. and Soldier call me. Hold on there. Let me hear you, Soldier. You don't believe Soldier? Soldier, you know I'm live. Soldier, I'm live on the show, you know, Soldier. And I'm going to close.
All right. Me have a man on the phone, but all right, now me come off I show. Just mute the call off I show, man.
All right, I'll call you when I'm finished. Yeah.
No, just mute the call now, man. Because you maybe say something.
No, I'm going to end the show and call you back right away.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Soldier sound played. The sound man is in Jerusalem. The sound man is Cataract. Big up yourself over there. Where are you now? In Jerusalem? Or you reach New York? Big up yourself. Listen, people, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I am Manningsman. This has been I Am Sure Sports as usual. When it gets to this point of the show, you know what we say. We are over and we are out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.